sending data. Oh yeah. How much do we get done? We got so much done. It's just absolutely incredible, honestly. Like, perfect. And if it's not perfect, it's right next to perfect. Just so happy. Just so happy. Good times, good times. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a fight. And easy opponent? Nah. Not at all. DJ. Mr. Sound. Oh, we got a gift for y'all, actually. An amazing gift coming up. So, yeah, we're gonna, later on in the stream, we're gonna announce the gift. And not the German style gift, but the actual, like, yeah, gift. The gift that you want in your life. One of those things. But who's this man on the screen? None other than Mr. Sean Strickland. Oh my goodness. My goodness. All right. Enough of this, right? Enough of this. Let's get into the communication, the data sharing, the thought process. So, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are not watching a post-fight press conference. We are watching a man who looks like he got into a 5-round argument with a refrigerator, and somehow the refrigerator apologized. Just somehow, you know, because sometimes that's what it wants to do, right? Sean Strickland did it again. Incredible. The man walked into UFC 328 against Khamzat Chimaev, the undefeated monster, the human avalanche, the guy whose fighting style looks like someone hit rage quit on the laws of physics. And Strickland said, cool, I'll jab him, suffer, complain, bleed, probably say something uncomfortable, and then win a world title. That is not a game plan. That is a psychiatric evaluation with footwork. He had some nice footwork. First round taken down way too easy in my opinion, but you know, there's only one way to learn. You win or you learn, and he definitely learned after that first takedown on that first round. Man, what a hold. All right, so chat, buckle up. Tonight we are talking about Strickland, Khamzat, Dana White, the post-fight presser. Is it your real voice? No, man. This is a microphone. It's an AKG C214 with a F8N Pro Zoom. Routed into my Mac. Definitely not my real voice, man. My real voice is probably similar. Lord Alcatraz jumping in on the chat. Stricken propane. Explain yourself, brother. Explain yourself. What is that? And good to see you, Lord Alcatraz. My goodness, brother. How you doing? And we got the belt. We got the chaos. We got the comedy. We got the weird respect at the end. And the biggest question, did Sean Strickland just become the most impossible man in MMA to understand? I think so, right? And before we start, hit like, subscribe, become a member if you want to help build the funniest fight night community on the internet. And if your take is spicy enough to make Dana White remove some of those filters he has, drop it in a super chat and I'll read it live. Emma Wing, come on. Stop being so just difficult on yourself. Come on. Tonight's chat is not just watching the show. Chat is the commission. Autocorrected. Strickland propane from King of the Hill. Strickland propane. I don't know, bro. I didn't see King of the Hill, but it looked pretty funny. Would you recommend? We got to watch King of the Hill sometime. What's going on? Well, actually, I can't watch it because YouTube be like, yo, what you doing? But I guess I'll watch it on my free time. Oh, and we chatted with YouTube, by the way. We got all of that figured out. All of it's good. And Talk to us, Sean. Talk to us, Sean. Well, basically what happened is you can only upload 3 videos per day. After the 3rd video, the 4th video, subscribers don't get the notifications. So I think on my Discord, I'm gonna, anytime I upload, if y'all want to join, I'm gonna put a notification on my Discord so everyone can join whenever, because we're developing the best community in the world and would love to have you on board. Sean, talk to us, buddy. What's going on?
Congratulations on the win. As you said, many people doubting you. You said you doubted yourself. Talk to us about the fight, your performance, and frankly, how happy.
YTP, King of the Hill YTP. All right, I'm gonna look that up. I have no idea what YTP is, bro.
You are to get the victory.
Oh man, you know, all fights, I love fighting, you know, but like, yeah, it was good. It was good. I had
TDS is real.
a good time. It was fun. I talk a lot of shit, so when you talk a lot of shit and you lose, it hurts way more. So,
Well, I was going to ask that. Look, you did talk a lot of shit, but
yeah, I did talk a lot of shit.
Pounds over.
Dude, who's gonna just give some audio advice to these post-fight press conferences? Like, I want to hear all this stuff, but they're audio tech, dude. Come on, bro. They're getting roasted on Reddit. Like, this is wild.
And you apologized for it too afterwards, which was very big of you. But you talked a lot. Does that apply pressure to you when you're thinking, when you're warming up in the back? Do you start thinking like, man,
I might not even be able to watch this. If this is this annoying, I'm gonna cut it.
like I really painted myself in a corner here, not just because you spoke some shit, but the level of shit you spoke.
I don't give a fuck, man. You know, it's like, I sell fights. I mean, look at the UFC, how boring it is. Like, really, like, the UFC is so boring. Like, I didn't even know half the, like, it's other than Alex, and Alex doesn't even talk. He's just big and scary. You know, I mean, that guy just knocks everybody out. But, like, other than Alex, like,
You know,
This might be a bit of a weird question, but because, you know, look, you went through 5 rounds together and stuff like that, were you kind of happy that Khamzat was willing to squash the beef with you too?
yeah, no, I mean, again, you guys,
so
I go fucking so hard, everybody. And there's always truth to what I say, and there's always, you know, there's always truth to what I say, but at the end of the day, man, all the hate and all the hate's out of me. I need the hate battery recharged, so I need a couple of days. But funny story, you guys want to hear something funny? So on Tuesday, I'm sparring Johnny, that motherfucker, the PFL champ, and I'm at Polino's gym, Cruz's gym, and he fucking shoots on me, and I hit his brick ass wall, and I separated my shoulder. So I had.
Oh, that's what happened. I thought you got a
So I had a grade 1 AC joint separation on Tuesday, and I remember laying in bed on Tuesday night. I'm sure Chris has a video of me slamming the fucking shoulder, dude. Get some better pads. And I'm laying. I can't lay on my left side. I'm like,
all right, dude. Let's see if this audio is better. Please, Lord, let this be better. Let's see.
Racism again, huh? Are you fucking trying, you gay ass pirate?
Let's try and avoid the racism.
All right, so I think this will be better. Thankfully.
As you said, many.
My face is as bad as it feels.
Looks a little rough, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I think I broke my nose. I gotta go get stitches after this in my lip. What the fuck, monster? I was so stoked to drink this.
Yeah, the fridge is empty anyway. So
There you go, bro. Now he's getting involved in the marketing side. Good man, good man.
So Sean, congratulations on the win. As you said, many people doubting.
Fishing 748 saying noob. What do you mean, brother?
You said you doubted yourself. Talk to us about the fight, your performance, and frankly, how happy you are to get the victory.
Oh man, you know, all fights, I love fighting, you know, but like, yeah, it was good. It was good. I had a good time. It was fun.
It does look like he enjoys fighting, bro. He was smiling so much before the fight.
Talk a lot of shit. So when you talk a lot of shit and you lose, it hurts way more. So,
Well, I was going to ask that. Look, you did talk a lot of shit, but
yeah, I did talk a lot of shit.
yeah, and you apologized for it too afterwards, which was very big of you. But you talked a lot. Does that apply pressure to you when you're thinking, when you're warming up in the back? Do you start thinking like, man, like I really painted myself in a corner here, not just because you spoke some shit, but the level of shit you spoke?
I don't give a fuck, man. You know, it's like, I sell fights. I mean, look at the UFC, how fucking boring it is. Like, really, like, the UFC is so fucking boring. Like, I didn't even know half the, like, other than Alex, and Alex doesn't even talk. He's just big and scary.
Yeah, that's 100% accurate. Alex is big and scary, but he seems like such a cool dude, you know? He seems like a upright person, you know? He doesn't seem like a bad person, but he's true. He's true. You got the eye pokers. You got Ciryl Gane, eye poker. You got Justin Gaethje, eye poker. You got some eye pokers. Yeah, you got Conor McGregor, the greatest fight marketer on planet Earth, if not Sean Strickland. They're up there. They're up there. You know, because Sean Strickland is actually doing it, and McGregor, you know, he's supposed to be coming back in July, which would be excellent.
You know, I mean, that guy just knocks everybody out. But like, other than Alex, like, it's just fucking boring, dude.
Oh, Cristiano says Khamzat won the fight. R.I.P. What do you mean R.I.P.? Khamzat had more ground control. Ground control? Yeah, bro. But what did he do on the ground? A bear hug him from the back, and then what was it? Second or third round, Khamzat went into guard. Come on, bro. Come on. What are you talking about, dude? And Khamzat didn't make weight, right? No, I think it was a close fight. Regardless, I'm not saying like Sean beat him tremendously, but it was close. But no, Sean took it for sure.
This might be a bit of a weird question, but because...
Thank you for your chat, bro. We're going live every day of 2026, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat. It helps the channel.
You know, like, you went through 5 rounds together and stuff like that. Well, you...
Yeah, Sean had like, what was it, 140 significant strikes, while Khamzat had like 90.
Kind of happy that Khamzat was willing to...
But I wasn't happy with how much Sean Strickland was getting hit in the face. He rarely gets hit that much.
Squash the beef with you too?
Yeah, no, I mean, again, you guys... I go fucking so hard, everybody, and there's always truth to what I say, and there's always, you know, there's always truth to what I say. But at the end of the day, man, all the hate's out of me. I need the hate battery charged, so I need a couple of days. But funny story, you guys want to hear something funny? So on Tuesday, I'm sparring Johnny, that motherfucker, the PFL champ, and I'm at Polino's gym, Cruz's gym, and he fucking shoots on me, and I hit his brick ass wall, and I separated my shoulder. So I had.
What?
So I had a grade 1 AC joint separation on Tuesday, and I remember laying in bed on Tuesday night. I'm sure Chris has a video of me slamming the fucking shoulder, dude. Get some better pads. And I'm laying, I can't lay on my left side. I'm like, you're such a fucking idiot. You are such a fucking idiot. So in the back, I'd normally like to get better warm-ups, but I didn't want to warm up and throw my shoulder out. The entire time, like, you're a fucking moron.
But I'm assuming next time you're still going to spar and fight.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just going to fucking find a cage, goddamn Cruz,
Allegedly,
that
bro.
brick-ass wall, the gym you have.
You said that you were going to be the one guy who could beat this guy, that when he grappled with you, you'd keep him moving and he would get tired. In the second round, it looked like he had a complete dump and he sort of fell forward. You stuffed him very well. Were you surprised about how he got back into the fight?
No, I mean, again, he's a fucking savage, you guys. I was hitting him with shots, like... I mean, look how swollen my hand's swollen. Like, he would just fucking eat it and come forward. Like, the guy was a savage, and he was willing to fucking die for what he wanted. You know, he's a fucking savage.
Yeah. How do you rank this one to the Izzy win, right? Like, I mean, both of them.
I don't give a fuck, dude. You know, at the end of the day, man, like, sometimes I'm bleeding all over everything. I don't give a fuck, dude. It's like, it's a fucking belt.
Drama,
it means
bro.
jack all fucking nothing, dude. You know, it's like... And this is like the problem with the world that we live in. Like, you guys are always just chasing titles that men make, you know, like men will give you a title like, oh, I'm a CEO, I'm a CFO. Like,
Yeah, bro, his nose is busted for sure. He probably broke his nose 100%. How you doing, the Chad USA? Good to see you, buddy.
No one gives a fuck, bro. It's a title. It's not real, you know? And I've been saying it. The biggest superpower in life is gratitude, right?
True.
When I first got to Vegas, when I was like 28 after my motorcycle accident, and I got fucking bleeding blood everywhere. And I had my $1,200 apartment that I would go take you guys on tours, remember my crib, you know? And I'd go like flush the toilet. Bro, I was stoked though. I was stoked, man. I had a fucking mattress. I had fast cable, you know? It was real nice. Got my first house. I'm fucking stoked, dude. I'm stoked.
I had a mattress and cable, bro. Just so happy with the simple things in life. 100%. So awesome, bro. What an inspiration, you know?
Got my second house. I'm stoked. Whenever you have gratitude, it's amazing. If I would have lost this fight, I would have went home. The sun would have risen. I would have had a good breakfast. I would have seen my wife. And I would be like, man, I'm the luckiest fucking man alive.
Yeah, bro.
And once you have that, it don't matter.
Champion mindset right there, bro.
2 more quick ones from me outside of tonight. Nasruddin Imavov already tweeting he's going to put your lights out.
Oh my God, fucking Nasruddin. You're gonna really get me on this like fucking racism again, huh? Are you fucking trying, you gay-ass pirate?
Let's try and avoid the racism.
No, I mean, I can't avoid the racism, you guys. Come on, dude. Fuck.
He just called him a happy rear end pirate, bro. Holy Sean, dude. He's one of the funniest comedians on earth, bro.
Well, speaking of actually your trash talk, I'd like to know who you think you are in saying that Josh Hockett's going too far.
Oh, God. No, dude. Josh, thank you, bro. I'm bleeding. No, dude. Like, bro, Josh, you've already, like, you're a savage, dog. You went out and fucking died, dude. You don't got to be the Mexican Jedi anymore, you know? But, you know, man, fucking hell yeah, dude. You know, you're on the White House card. You're making money. People talk.
Jacob jumping down the chat saying, no hate to Sean, but Khamzat looks exhausted after 2 to 3 rounds. Yeah, Khamzat had to do, like, a huge weight cut. What was, like, 27 kilograms or something like that? Super wild, super unhealthy, but I think he was kind of preparing for a bigger opponent, and then came Sean. So yeah, that's wild. Let me get the actual data for you.
Talk about you. When I first started this sport, we all wanted to be George St. Pierre. I mean, even Conor McGregor. Like when Conor first started, well, guys, I don't
That's
party,
wild.
I don't
Didn't know
drink. All I do is train. Meanwhile, fucking Conor McGregor's fucking hookers, doing cocaine, like nothing like that. And at some point, you realize,
bro.
dude, it's way easier just to be your fucking self. When I first started, you know, I was like, you know, guys, listen, I got long hair. I was never racist. Like I didn't exist. I'm a real nice guy. Look at me, long hair. I wear a suit. And at some point, you're just like, you know, man, I don't give a fuck. Judge me, hate me. Life is. So, I mean, with Josh, you keep sacking your W's, bro. You could be.
Sean Strickland won, dude. It was a wild fight. Pretty cool. Not as wild as the co-main event, but it was just super technical and on edge, bro. On edge. He got turned into a Chosenite. Bro, what is a Chosenite? Yeah, dude. Yeah. We're going live every day of 2026, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat. When you're a member, you get so many awesome things. It's just unbelievable. Talk to us, Sean.
Be whoever the fuck you want to be.
Congratulations.
Sean, right here. The judges all had it scored the same 2-2 going into the 5th round. Did you feel like that was the decider? Like, did it feel that
Let me
close?
tell you, Chimaev, I know we fought, and I don't want to say anything negative because, you know, the hate battery is gone. But you motherfucker, all right? Did you see in the 5th round what he did to me? He pointed in the mat. He pointed. He said, he said something, let's give the people what he wants. Let's have the man dance or some shit. And I was like, oh.
Who was that? Who said that,
Okay.
bro?
What he did to me. I know we fought, and I don't want to say anything negative because, you know, the hate battery is gone. But you motherfucker, all right? Did you see in the 5th round what he did to me? He pointed in the mat. He pointed. He said,
Never mind. Yeah, Khamzat Chimaev made weight successfully for his middleweight title fight against Sean Strickland at UFC 328 on May 9th, 2026. Both fighters hit 185 pounds on the dot with no overweight issue.
he said something, let's give the people what he wants. Let's have the man dance or some shit. And I was like, okay. Like, I trust you, the guy that just kicked me in the balls yesterday. Like, I trust you, Chimaev. You seem like a real
Gage, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? Good to see you, buddy. We're going over this. Sean Strickland, one of the funniest MMA fighters on earth, bro. And what a fight it was. Oh my goodness. And now we're just checking how much weight Chimaev had to cut.
trustworthy guy. I like your smile. We shook hands. I believe you. So I put my hands up, and he fucking shoots on me. So I remember thinking he had me against a cage. And I was like, dude, if you lose this fucking fight.
All right, so check this out, dude. For UFC 328 against Sean Strickland, Chimaev's weight cut was so tough. He reportedly dropped 46 pounds, that's 21 kilograms, to hit 185 pound middleweight limit, leaving him looking depleted and shaky on the scale, bro. Yeah, whenever you cut that much weight, it's just so wild. Gage says Sean's my second favorite. Belak fighter right behind Mike Perry. Bro, Mike Perry's hilarious, bro. Waiting for Ilya versus Justin. Yeah, bro. Who's going to win versus Ilya versus Justin? I hope Ilya doesn't get eye poked, because Justin just eye pokes everybody, bro. Everyone's like, oh, Justin's a great knockout artist. Yeah, he's eye poking everybody, bro. Everybody. Everyone, dude. Just unreal. Yeah, but just imagine that, 46 pounds to hit 185. That's so much weight, bro. So much.
Because you are a dumb fucking cunt and trusted this man. Like, I'm gonna fucking go commit suicide. You are a fucking stupid motherfucker, Sean. Literally, he had me in his cage, and I was telling myself, you are a stupid motherfucker. You are a stupid motherfucker. But yeah, I was so salty, dude. And then I even said, like, what the fuck? And he laughed. I mean, that's not cool, dude. That's not cool. You can't tell a man you're gonna do the man dance and then shoot a double A. That's not right.
Oh, bro. Yeah, you spamming, dude. You're gonna get a timeout. The Chad USA says you're spamming, dude. You're on a 1 minute timeout, bro. Don't spam, bro. Come on.
There's fucking ethics and codes.
Well, no, you
The Chad USA. Thank you, brother. Thank you for letting me know.
felt out very strongly that he missed weight for the fight. Dana White said anyone who believes that, is an idiot when he was just in here.
Okay, do we?
Yeah, Gage dropping some jokes in the chat, dude. I love it.
You guys, show of hands, who thinks he missed weight? That fucking scalp, ding, 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 ding. He 1,000% missed weight. We had a guy from my camp was watching him get on the check scale. When he stepped on, his whole camp said "fuck," and they dragged him up because he's run out of time. Damn. He 1,000% missed weight. I don't bitch about it though. I like, whatever, be a heavyweight. I don't care.
Chimaev was stolen. What do you mean by Chimaev was stolen? No, bro, that's good, dude. Just have a conversation, like if you want to go draw or do something, like practice on a piece of paper. No need to spam the chat, y'all. We're developing the best community over here, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, throw in a super chat, become a member. Yes, so many awesome things. Like we got a private live stream explaining how to use AI to make your life much better. Oh, here we go.
But, at the end of the day, I heard he said he might want to move up to 205. He should, dude.
One more spam, buddy. You're going to get set on that 5-minute timeout.
Like, if that weight cut's killing you, go to fucking 205.
Ambition, 748 week. What do you mean by week?
Enjoy life. It's way easier competition.
Yeah, that's Dana said. That's the first thing he said.
He's back for a little bit, bro. Put user in a timeout. Oh, you got a 5-minute timeout, broski. Oh, we got this guy saying 4-1 for Chimaev. Which fight are you talking about? Yeah, Jacob, we got him. Thank you, bro.
Do him in the cage that he's moving up.
Yeah, 4-1 for Chimaev. Like, which fight are you talking about?
For his next fight, so.
Oh, yeah, because you missed fucking weight. I know, I should get 20%. What the fuck, dude?
Well, do you feel like there's some lost money there in like a rematch?
Do I get a bonus? Do we get a bonus after that war? No bonus?
I went to co-main for fight of the night.
What the fuck, dude? Honestly, fuck it. That little Japanese. Does a Japanese kid get it? Yeah, fuck it, dude. Give the bonus.
Yeah, that was a wild fight, bro. John Public saying you got to 205. What you waiting for? What you mean?
I don't want the bonus, Japanese.
Brent Tabbitt dropping some words in the chat.
Man, you take it. You earned that, you little fucking savage.
Yeah. Well, I guess since he's leaving the division, a rematch with the split decision would have made sense. But is it Nasruddin? Like, is that the fight that?
I truly believe in UFC rankings. I think they fucking matter, and I hate when guys jump them. So if that's who the UFC, if that's the rankings, that's who it is. Let's go.
What were you and Joe Rogan talking about before the decision was read?
I don't know, dude. Fucking the UFOs, man. AIPAC. I don't fucking know, dog.
Real mountain bike addict says Sean just sounds dumb, dude. Laugh out loud. Do you think it's an act? He's just kind of doing it, or he's kind of there.
How he did Theo dirty, who fucking knows?
Yeah, just right there. You just shocked the world. Congratulations. My question was also about Nasruddin, but if you want to do this fight, UFC Paris.
Yeah, bro, he is so funny, dude. He's wild, dude. He's like, oh, you got filters? What's the opposite of filters? The rage bait catalyst. I'll be using the rage bait catalyst. Lone Wolf and Cub, how you doing, brother? Sean, a professional fighter, doesn't sound like a recent MIT graduate. I'm shocked. That's right, bro. Yeah, Gage 6082. I don't know if Khamzat can cut it at 205. Maybe the extra weight will be good for him, but I'm skeptical. I think if he cut down a weight and he was like at that weight for like 6 months, 7 months, around that, 190, 195, 10 pounds over, and then had to cut 10 pounds, then it's not a big deal. But cutting, how much weight did he cut? He cut 46 pounds, bro. 185. So 80, 160. That's like a quarter of his weight, a fifth of his weight, bro. That's just so wild. That's a fifth of you gone, and then you expect to fight. Like, I don't know if you guys ever like done weight fluctuations like I did. I did calisthenics. I dropped down. My lowest was like 144, bro. I think it was 146. Wild. And I'm like 6'1". So unhealthy, bro. So unhealthy. But when you get to that weight, you're not as strong. 100% not as strong, bro.
Can be a good date. Dana just said it can be for a title and number events. So if you want to come,
bro, anyone can gain or lose weight. It's all calories in versus calories out, broski.
I love the French folks. I don't consider Nasruddin French. I don't know if he even
yeah, real man back at it. Theo is pretty smart. He has a southern accent.
consider himself French. He might live there, but he ain't fucking French. He ain't French. He don't believe in French. He doesn't stand by French people. But
he should have.
I am never leaving this fucking country again. I ain't going on vacation. I will never fight outside America again. I am a fucking American, and I will fuck.
There you go, broski. We're gonna say Brent Tabbitt. Well, congratulations, brother. You know what? It's wild. Sean actually might see this live stream because I think one of the live streams I did before, I was just hyping him up so hard for his last fight. I forgot who his last fight was. Oh, it was against this. I think it was a Mexican fighter or a Spanish fighter. Really nice guy, a father. And yeah, I hyped Sean up so much, and that thing kind of went like semi-viral on Reddit. And so actually it seemed like he kind of referred to some of the things that I said on there. And some of the commentators actually, said some of the similar things that I said. So it was pretty cool. So you never know, bro. Sean Strickland might be saying thank you, Brent Abbott, for the congratulations.
Fucking die in this country. But that being said, to all the French people, you guys are great, man. And
oh, Fluffy. It was Fluffy Hernandez, right? That was his last fight. Yeah, bro. He seems like a cool guy. I don't know too much about him, but he seems like a seriously cool guy. And good job, bro. You went from 300 to 225. It sucked. Did you do it like in a good way, a healthy way, or how's that going, man?
Yeah. Je suis, something like that. I was gonna flee the country one day. So.
Yeah, Gage 6082 says, I did it when I was boxing. Never did anything close to 40 pounds, though. Most I did was 12, and I wanted it extinguished by day 3. Yeah, you know how it is. It's hard, bro. Oh, we got the spam. I guess he's going to go on to that 10-minute.
So I learned a little bit of French.
Fair enough, and congrats.
Sean, just one quick here. I know you guys squashed the beef, but did you expect Khamzat to actually wrap the belt around you?
Man, there is something, and like you guys can't.
100%, Walter. All right, we got to put this guy in a timeout.
Unless you've experienced it, you just don't know what it's like. When you go and fight another man and like, bro, your soul is just exposed. When you're fucking bleeding and he's bleeding and like, I want to quit. True. He wants to quit. We don't want to be there. Like, you just have this level of respect for one another that it like transcends race, religion, like nationality, country. It's just, it's something that you just don't know. After, like, you kind of become someone's brother after you and him try to die, win or lose,
And so I guess that was after the fight, but even the broadcast was pretty shocked that you guys like touched gloves during the instructions. So why do that?
Chronix TGC saying, where's the Island Man files? There you go, broski. Welcome from Kick. Good to have you on here. Yeah, that guy was still there, and then we had to put him on that 10-minute timeout.
Like Chimaev said, I made him the most money he's ever made on a fight. You're welcome, Chimaev.
There we go. Yeah, Chimaev was like, man, I love Sean Strickland. I love him so much. Like, what do you mean? What for? He's like, well, he made me so much money.
Yeah, I don't know how deeply you want to get into this, but I would really like to know, like, when you said you're selling the fight, and do you feel like you and Khamzat worked together to manufacture something here, or was there?
No, I mean,
Chronics, broski, you're not alone. A lot of people think Island Man is still alive.
no. At the moment, the guy kicked me in the balls. What the fuck, dude?
What?
You know,
Who kicked him in the balls, dude?
I don't like to be threatened. I mean, no.
Oh, and in the weigh-in? That's not cool, dude.
At the moment,
I was thinking, if Chimaev kicks him in the gonads, he should have some like points taken off or whatever, dude. That's not cool.
the guy kicked me in the balls. What the fuck, dude? You know,
Cali Chica has joined the chat. How you doing, girl? Good to see you.
I don't like to be threatened. Like, and maybe it's just like who he is as a person. But
Ilya, I hope Ilya wins. I'm not a fan of cheaters, eye pokers. We'll run a poll. That's a good question, bro.
like when he was in the gym, he was really threatening. Right? Like he just had that threatening demeanor. And maybe it's like the little man inside me, but when you threaten me, I just like, I want to fucking murder you. I want to kill you. So like, and maybe he didn't take it that way. Maybe it's just his like Chechen sense of humor, but like always in the gym, he would like always trying to like punk me, where I was like, well, let's go spar. And we would never spar. So like, I mean, maybe, dude, I could have manufactured the whole situation in my head, you guys, to be honest. There's times when you're mentally not well, like you'll have interactions with people and like sometimes like your brain thinks something else happened where like you got to sit back and you wait. And you got to start like come to the problem. That's why I like training and I train so much because like there'll be times where I'm like leaking blood everywhere. I don't want to blow my nose. But there'll be times where like I'll have an interaction with somebody and like, bro, it's like my brain hallucinates the entire interaction. So there's a chance that I just hallucinated that entire interaction with Chimaev.
Last thing for me is I would just like to know how much was the nose bothering you actually in the fight?
Oh, I mean, it's a little broken, but I didn't give a fuck. What bothered me is the cut man was like shoving things up my nose. I'm like, dude, it's good. It's just blood, dog. I think he really wanted me to win. Thanks, dude. But like, it's just blood, dude. Like, he was like putting like Vaseline. Like, I can't breathe. Just let it bleed. But yeah, no, it's all good, dude.
Last question. Sean, this is the second time now you've been a massive underdog in a title fight and won. Do you kind of thrive off that
I mean,
motivation?
dude, I was like, my last fight was the underdog.
Do you thrive off that motivation of being the underdog?
Let me tell you, I'm an underdog in the bets.
Yeah, that's so wild, bro. Like Conor McGregor and his words and his little quotes, they last on for years and years after, and it's so wild. Nice one, Gage. Walter Mall says, so you're not a fan of John AIPAC Jones? He should have lost to the Eraser. Is that the Spanish dude? John Jones is a different being. Like, I don't like his eye pokes 100%, but you have to admit he's a great fighter. But a lot of people say he would have lost to, what's his name, Carlos, the big Spanish dude or Mexican dude. He would have lost to him, or Reyes, I think maybe a Reyes guy. He would have lost to him if he didn't eye poke him. So for sure, bro. Yeah, Dominic Reyes. That's right.
Underdog in my head. I'm an underdog in life. It's just like I don't even
W's for Walter in the chat.
think about it. If I was ever a fucking favorite, it'd be weird, Huh.
There were USA chants and Let's Go Strickland chants flooding the arena throughout the fight. Does that
Kelly Chica into boxing right now. Hasn't seen UFC since 2018. Who's your favorite boxer? What do you like about boxing? That Spanish guy. Who's that young Mexican guy? He's cool, man. He's outspoken. He's a cool dude. Very cool dude.
does that like motivate you?
I love it. Like I even posted at my my store or my gram before I fought. When I'm at a fight, right, and like everybody looks at me like Sean, the racist white national, like that's kind of like what the media paints me as. But when I'm at a press conference, like again, that's what the media paints me as, Sean the Nazi, like SS, like.
David Benavidez just won, but no, not that guy. Ryan Garcia. I'm talking about Ryan Garcia. That guy's cool. Jared Rex says, fighting is happy. There you go, bro. Christian, yeah, celebrations to Sean. There you go, broski.
Well, I was my initials. Go fuck yourself. But You know, so I'm painted this way, but when I'm
How you doing, Christian? Good to see you, buddy.
at a press conference, when I'm looking at my fans, you think I see a bunch of fucking towhead, little fucking blonde hair, white kids? No, dude, I see Mexican, black people, you know, you see Christians, like Muslims, maybe not so much Muslims this fight, but generally, you know, I have a lot of Muslim friends. But I see like
Marketing, bro.
so many non-white people looking back at me, and I'm like, it's crazy because like I'm representing these guys, and I love it. And what I love about UFC America, there is no you're white, I'm black, you're brown. Like there's none of that. It's like we are fucking Americans. You're my guy. Like I want you to win for us. And the level of unity that I see, especially with the UFC and American, like greatest country in the world, and like, you know, unity is like, I mean, these.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I know a lot of girls like that are boxing, which is really fun and great for them. Like women should definitely know how to protect themselves just to have it. You know, hopefully they never need it, but it's really, really cool.
Politicians, you know, left, right, fucking probably
Great exercise, develop your confidence. Such a good thing to do.
all they try to do is like divide, and like, well, motherfuckers don't realize that there is no left, right. It's you either have money or you fucking don't. You either have money, you fucking don't. And it's like, it's just really great to look at in the audience and just see like, man, like I'm representing the fucking Americans, and I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, just to back up that point, I had friends of all races.
Van or Pantoja? Pantoja seems like a lighter weight. I know the name Pantoja. If I see his face, I probably know him. Or Van, is Van the one that just fought the co-main event? That dude was gnarly. He's a champ, right? He's scary. I don't know too much about Pantoja, but I know Pantoja's scary too. I think Pantoja was the next champ, maybe.
Is texting me that they were very happy that you won tonight. So
Yeah, no, again, it's and honestly, it means a lot to me because I do have a really colorful past. I mean, I've been kicked out of school for hate crime. Like, I got a real colorful past. So, like, as I move forward and, like, you know, I get accepted by all Americans, I'm like, fuck yeah, you guys. I always say that, you know, I've always been the
user
bad
TT,
guy.
how you doing, brother? Oh, it's gonna be a good time. We got user TT in the chat, y'all.
Who wanted to be a good guy. And I've
Oh,
always
Amanda Serrano is hot, dude. What in the world? Yeah, she's a boxer, bro. She could be a model. Who is this girl? What in the world? All right, girl. Oh, never mind. I'm just joking. Not really. Never mind. She's got a good look on her. Oh my. Oh, Amanda Serrano. I remember this one. She's such a sweetheart. She was getting fouled and headbutted so much. So bad, bro. That was a brutal fight. She's a sweetheart. She is a sweetheart. We love everybody here. We love everybody.
wanted to be the good guy, but, you know, teachers, courts, you're always told you're a fucking piece of shit. You are a bad guy. Like,
Walter, there you go, broski. Saying Pantoja lost to Van by breaking his arm on a fall, but he was the former champ. Yeah, I saw that replay, dude. That was so bad, dude. That was so bad.
I said, my 7th grade teacher, Miss fucking Wajda, or 8th grade teacher, Sean, they build prisons for people like you. So eventually you're like, dude, I'm just a bad guy. I'm a piece of shit. But like through fighting, man, you guys know, I go to a gas station, some guy shakes my hand and like says, hell yeah, you're Sean Strickland. Like through fighting, I've really discovered self-worth. And I've never had that, and I would never have had that if it wasn't for fighters. But yeah, all right, let's stop being fucking bunch of faggots here, guys.
Sorry, Sean. Might make you try to get a little sentimental here too, but you did walk in here saying that you got into the sport wanting to be like George St. Pierre, and he was cage side tonight watching have this fight. Like, does a moment like that,
GSP.
as Sean the fighter, mean something to have this moment in front of the guy who got you into the sport?
Bro, it's a hero.
Cocking up blood. I think I broke my nose.
Yeah, don't
No,
do
like
it,
George
otherwise
St.
it'd be
Pierre
worse.
is a fucking legend. And you want to talk about someone who has like low self-esteem. I mean, every fight, that guy never wanted to fight. I mean, I heard stories of
Mohammed jumping in the chat saying, I knew Strickland would win. Khamzat really needed that humbling. He was playing around a little bit. He was like throwing faces while he was fighting him and stuff. That was a while wild, but Chimaev is no pushover, bro. No pushover for sure.
him wanting like not to pass.
Cali Chica saying, who's running hot in the UFC right now? I think one of the most dangerous people is Ilya Topuria for sure. And then also Shama. Who's the Shama guy? Pereira. Alex Pereira. Those guys. Alex Pereira seems like a cool dude. And he's got punches. He's got kicks. This man is dangerous. And I hope he beats Ciryl Gane, the eye poker.
Like an earthquake to happen to the fight, and he would go in there and sack up and be one of the greatest fighters in the world. George St. Pierre is a legend. I remember my first fight in Houston. I told him, my first fight ever in the UFC, I told him, I was like, man, like, I'm such a fan, like, blah, 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 you know, me being a little fucking fanboy. And he said to me, well, hey, Sean, now I'm watching you fight. And that was fucking my first fight in the UFC. He told me, Sean, now I'm watching you fight. And that was awesome, you know. But that
Bradley Rose dropping in on the chat saying Ilya and Alex top UFC. Hands down, Alex Pereira would destroy John Bones Jones. There you go, man. Yeah, that would be a wild fight. That would be a wild fight, bro.
That being said, he was the icon. We all wanted to be George St. Pierre. We all wanted the fucking Nike money. We all wanted the sweatshop money. But in the day, dude.
Yeah, I saw that dude with like an American flag on his head or whatever. Yeah, dude, what a clown, bro. I don't even know what he said, but everyone was like, don't say that to Alex Pereira. That's wild. How can you say that? Just disrespectful. Clout chaser, you know?
Like, I'm not George St. Pierre. I'm a white trash motherfucker, dude, and I say a lot of off-color shit. And
you can say anything here. I don't censor anyone, but maybe YouTube censors people.
Let's go, Monster. That's good. All right, guys. Hey, anyways, man, I appreciate you guys. Let the hate battery recharge. I'll give you some better interviews later.
He's stoked, dude. He's so stoked, man. He's got the belt there. He's super stoked, bro. That was a good one. Triple C boxing, bro. It's up to you, man. It's up to you. You know, everyone has a different relationship with their family members, you know? Whatever you want. We're going live every day of 2026, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. Become a member. You get so many benefits as a member. Throw in a super chat. I love you. I need you. I want you. All those good things in life. Oh, Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano? Yeah, bro. I'm going to watch that for sure. For sure. Ronda Rousey, she just improved her marketing so much. She speaks eloquently. She has a great thought process. She's beautiful. She looks good. She didn't age one iota. Just absolutely amazing. All right, is this the one with some wild jokes in it? I don't know, y'all. If you're sensitive, this might not. If you're sensitive, this might not be the one for you.
Talk about what you said right before I walked out. I want Sean to know he's the boogeyman and he's not backing up. Some shit like that.
I said it?
Yes, you said it.
Hey, did you hear what I said?
What?
No, I picked the I'm the only one who picked you. Tell him, guys. Come on, Dean, let's be honest.
Oh, he did. He did.
It's true. No, hey, congratulations. That was awesome.
Welcome.
You made me eat my words. I didn't think
too.
he was going to fight at your pace. I thought he was going to just keep shooting. You made him fight at your pace.
If he kept shooting, I would have beat him in wrestling.
There's 2 takedown stops.
Oh,
the two.
Yeah, Jacob says, I really want to watch Ilya versus Arman, but wait, what's the reason Arman's not going to fight Ilya? Just because of Gaethje, or?
Jesus Christ, dude, I'm an ugly motherfucker.
Yeah, where's your makeup artist?
Yeah, yeah, no, I mean, I wanted him to keep shooting, you know, and then when he pulled guard, I was like, man.
Yeah.
The moment he let go of my back, oh my God, dude, what happened to my face? Look, a horror movie.
Were you surprised in that second round when you stuffed that first takedowns and then the second one he pulled guard, he didn't get up? Like he could have got back up to his feet there. Just like mentally, like where were you at when you saw that?
Dude, we have such a good wrestling camp. Like I can't tell you, like my boy Johnny had.
No, Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny? He did, bro. Lone Wolf says Sean whooped his rear end, bro. So good.
Told me,
bro.
He's hard to hold down. I've been saying it, you know.
Man, I'm just looking at my face right now. Jesus Christ. If
you look like the champ.
If Johnny was in the UFC, we'd be fighting for a belt, and I would welcome him to it. Like he's that good. Going with him is just like, I will fight Chimaev any day over him. So my camp is so good, you know.
There you go.
Jason Manley, Danny Davis, Eric.
Yeah, we gotta throw some props to Sean Strickland's wrestling and takedown defense. Just absolutely incredible, and didn't give Chimaev his neck. Even though that's what he was searching for the whole first round.
One of the best, like Danny Davis, one of the best pad man. Jason Manley, like the only black guy in my corner, my shield. He's kind of like under the radar, dude, but the guy's a fucking wizard. He's like 60 years old. He's a fucking wizard. So I just got such a good camp for all fights.
Yeah. Hey, if you want two black guys, Dean's the coach.
Yeah. Hey, one's enough, guys. All right.
Since this fight's over, could we get the real intel? What happened between you guys in the training room? Like, is it as crazy as everybody was saying? Like,
no. I think, dude, Chimaev, especially like being Chechen, they have a lot of pride. So, me, obviously, you guys know me. I say things that are, some people might be offended, but I'm just joking. So,
the line a little bit.
I think that sometimes he probably didn't
Lauren has joined the chat. How you doing?
get my humor, from like that part of the world. So,
Colors don't run.
Yeah, his colors don't run. He's a good guy, man, but we're in the game of fighting. Would you guys really want me to go out there and be like, yeah, dude, Chimaev, you're a really nice guy. Let's go have a nice little fight. No, you want me to go motherfuck this guy.
Yeah.
I do it for you guys.
So there was no true bad blood at all. Like, you didn't truly hate him. You're at the press conference. You guys are screaming back and forth at each other. There had to be some. You look pretty. Either you're a great actor, like unbelievable actor, or there had to be some type of bad blood.
And maybe this is a little man in me. I don't like to be threatened.
Yeah.
So, like, the only thing I'll say.
All right, so this is Alex Pereira reacting to Sean Strickland's win, which is just so cool. Buddies,
We go to the Justice Court of Arts for decision.
Cool UFC jacket.
48-47, Chimaev. Salvador Ramos versus 48-47, Strickland. Contest 48-47 for the winner by split decision
So stoked, bro. So stoked. There you go, dude. Just like good friends right there, dude. That's awesome, dude. I love it, dude. I love it. Life is about family and friends, y'all. Just family and friends. That's the best thing in the world.
Hey, there was bad blood. Is every.
The guy behind him was disappointed. I didn't even see that, bro. Oh, man. Who's the guy behind him? Let's see, who is this guy? Get a little zoom in on this one. Oh, this guy right here? White suit. Oh, there's Volk.
48-47, Strickland. And Eric Lewis for the contest 48-47 for the winner by split decision.
Oh yeah, bro. He tried to say still, but no. The announcer said new, meaning that's Sean. Sean is the new champ.
Every time I talk to Chimaev, he would always kind of like, he has this underlining like threat to him, and like, I'm the kind of guy.
That was a good call, Jacob. Thank you, buddy.
I like when I feel that, it makes me want to murder you.
Yeah.
So like, other than that, like, he always has this underline like threatening to you, and like that, the little psychopath in me is like, you motherfucker, just wait. Just wait. So, but other than that, like, he's a good dude.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, maybe the psychopath helped you because it didn't get in your head, didn't get under your skin. Most guys, when you're standing across from Khamzat and he's doing he's low to the ground, he's trying to have that aura, and it didn't affect you.
I'll fucking die in there, man. Like I said, I've never went into a fight. I never went into a fight thinking I'm gonna win. Like 45 minutes before I walked out, you'll see me in the back just sitting there, and everything in me on every fight saying, you're gonna lose, you're gonna gas out, he's gonna choke you.
Right now, out of 27 votes, will Ilya Topuria defeat Justin Gaethje at UFC Freedom 250? 59% say yes.
Well, he's gonna knock you out, but like,
How do you feel about that when you're thinking that?
Being a man is like just being who you want to be, like. If you let those thoughts get the better of you, just, But it also drives me to be who I want to be, It's like, if I didn't have that, why would I want to fight? You know, if I thought I was the greatest, why do I want to prove myself that I am the greatest?
Me and Rashad talked about that earlier in the week, about that negative self-talk that we could see you having.
Oh, yeah.
We could see this. But at what point in the fight did that change for you to be like, no, get out of here. I'm about to be champ.
When he accepted bottom?
When he accepted, when he pulled.
Yeah, we gotta spread some love for all the mothers out there. If it wasn't for the mothers, we would not be here. That's 100% accurate. Lauren, W's in the chat for Lauren. That's amazing. Happy Mother's Day. If you got a mother, hug her, tell her you love her, spend some time with her. Oh man, treat her well. Treat her as well as you can. She'll probably say, no, I don't want those shoes. I don't want that dinner. I don't want those roses. I don't want that new phone. Go on and get your mama that new phone. Give her a hug. Tell her you love her. Get her those roses. Do whatever you want, man. But it's Mother's Day, man. You only have one mother. Love her with all your heart, and your father, and all your siblings, and the rest of your family. And we're going live every day of 2026, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, throw in a super chat if you want. Become a member. Members have so many amazing benefits.
Guard, you guys, I'll tell you a funny story.
Chad USA is saying, yep, I missed mine, but I'll try to make a special for my wife. There you go, bro. There you go. You know, wherever you are, try to make the best out of every single situation. That's a W for you, bro.
Guys, like, I had to be like 12, 11. I mean, my brother, I love my brother. He's been like a dad to me. He's pretty much raised me. And we were sitting on the couch watching Ultimate Fighter. I'm in my underwear. He's my big brother. He's older than me. And I was like, man, Lawrence, I'm really like...
Jim H jumping on the chat. What are your thoughts about dwarfs speedrunning the Scientology building? Dude, that sounds hilarious, bro. It sounds like that is something they would do in England. Did that happen in America? That's amazing. Islam prediction became true. Yeah, there you go. Mohammed saying, send Khamzat 2 to 3 years, America, and stand and forget. Oh, it happened last week. Dwarfs speedrunning Scientology.
I want to do that, but I'm kind of scared. And he looks at me and he says, well, he kind of called me a bitch. Like, I'm like 10, 11 years old. He's like, well, you're a bitch. I would do it. And I'll never forget that. The moment he said that to me, I was like, you're right. I'm going to do it. Like, that was probably, and again, I love my brother, and, you know, he's just being my older brother. But that moment of him saying I couldn't do it was like, 11 years old, I'm doing this.
Can your brother fight?
You did it.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, he tries. He'll stand and bang. Yeah,
that was you and your brother at that rock climbing wall place. That
yeah, get out of here, bro. Yeah, get out of here.
That was awesome.
My brother's a savage. I'm usually holding him back.
Was there anything that in the way that fight unfolded that surprised you?
No.
Thank you so much, Lauren. Thank you so much.
I was watching the Van fight, and I told my coaches it's going to be exactly like Van's fight. By the way, man, that little Japanese kid, fuck.
Oh, he's tough.
I mean, that kid's a man, dude. That kid's nuts are way bigger than mine, dude. If I was half the man as that.
Sean Strickland is hilarious, bro. All right, we got a special request.
Guys, I didn't.
All right, dwarfs and minions raided Scientology, broski.
They got to be talking about Scientology again, but you got to see this.
Is this the video?
Video. You won't believe it till you see it. Dude.
Oh, this is vertical, bro. What am I doing? Kinda. No, it's not vertical. Just a weird crop.
I'm gonna have to mute that music, but look at this, dude. They had a dwarf takeover on Scientology.
Dude, that's hilarious, bro. W's in the chat for dwarfs.
This is absolutely the best Scientology church takeover yet. It is by far the best one. It's so good. They got a dwarf takeover. I mean, what's more powerful than dwarfs? They're just they can't defend against this, you know? They don't have goblins.
Yeah, man. Khamzat was crushed with force by Leonard. Yeah, and just dedication. We got Jacob saying the only toughest fight for Khamzat was Gilbert Burns. Yeah, that fight with Gilbert Burns, Khamzat did not follow the playbook. He just wanted to knock him out, and he He got cut. He got a big cut on his forehead from that one. That was a wild one.
They don't have their mana. They haven't taken their mana potions. They don't have their shields up. Like it's unstoppable. It's an unstoppable force. Look at this, man. They split the troops. Half of them went upstairs. Half of them went downstairs. It's beautiful. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, these are Christian dwarfs, by the way. They were going through screaming like Jesus is king and stuff because they're Christian dwarfs, which is even better. It's even better, man. I love this. I love this one so much. Oh, I'm gonna find out where you live and go to your house. What the hell? What the fuck does that mean, Shannon? They were just looking for Xenu. They just wanted to see Xenu so they could challenge Xenu to a fight with Jesus Christ to prove that Jesus Christ is the ultimate God and he will beat Xenu's ass. Dude, my God will beat your God's ass. It's like that whole argument in like elementary school. Yeah, my dad will beat your dad's ass. Well, yeah, well, my God will beat your God's ass. Don't ask where Shelly Miskovich is, right, guys? I know she's in her house. She lives in the mansion, the house or whatever. David Miskovich's wife. She just a ton of people out here. Where's Xenu? They're all just standing outside the building, like waving and stuff. But also when you see those videos of what they were doing, I don't know if I saved it on here, guys. I didn't think I'd be.
Yeah, dude, dwarfs. Hard to catch those dwarfs, man. They got that left and right. They can swap around. Pretty cool.
Japanese kid, I would have finished that fight. No wonder you guys.
Make sure y'all like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat. We're developing the best community on the internet right here for you.
No wonder you guys coined kamikazes. Like, that kid was a savage. Tetsuro Taira, dude. Yeah. Savage, bro. But yeah, that's all good, man.
I love it.
Who do you want next?
You know, me and my girl, we've been in camp for like over 6 months, and you guys know how camp is. We don't do things on weekends. We don't travel. We don't go out to eat. She's pretty much my dietitian, everything. So
that's cool. You got a woman who's your dietitian as well. That's just absolutely great. And yeah. Oh, by the way, whenever someone becomes a member or throws in a super chat, we'll bring out Veronica. Everybody loves Veronica. Haven't met one person yet who doesn't love Veronica.
I'm going to give her a break. I think, what do they say? Nasruddin's next.
Probably.
Yeah, so he's next. I'll take a little breather. I want to go support my boy Alex at the White House. I want to go watch him make a history and get that third belt. But
yeah,
give me a little time, let my broken nose heal, and let's get back in there and get some fights going on. We must move forward.
You deserve it, man. You've earned the time off. Go ride your motorcycle.
Hey, bro,
have some fun.
Hey, you heard that song, The Diamond, bro, that your boy made? It's a good song, bro. It's called Diamond, bro. Tyler Cassidy, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I love that. I listen to that song all the time as I'm on the way to training, bro. That shit motivates me so much, bro.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Tyler, you're the man, bro.
Sean, we're happy for you. Congratulations. Thanks for stopping by. Congratulations.
Oh, and by the way, once we reach 100,000 subscribers, which will come in a while, I'm gonna give this out. This is a F8N Pro, and it's 32-bit float. It's got 8 channels, and it's just absolutely amazing. 8 input track. So if you're into like videos, professional audio, field recording, this thing is incredible. And yeah, just setting that out there. So.
Oh yeah,
having the belt back.
Two-time champ.
Two-time.
Hey.
That's not easy to do, man. Congrats.
Hey, congrats to you, bro.
Oh, thank you. You been paying attention? You're back.
Hey, how old are you, bro?
I'm 41. Yeah.
I'm 35. I used to look up to you, bro. I mean, I still do. You're a fucking legend, man.
I appreciate that. Much love, bro.
When you beat fucking Anderson Silva, bro, I was a kid watching. I wasn't a kid, bro, but like that made history, my dog.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You deserve everything you got. You deserve everything you got.
I appreciate it. Well, you deserve everything you got too, man.
Yeah, you do.
Enjoy the family. Enjoy some time with your wife.
Yeah, I gotta go take care of my face. Thank you guys.
Enjoy your night. Have a good one.
Take care.
All right, he's fun, man. He's fun. Sean's a fun man. Yeah, no one has seen the leader's wife in like 15 years or something. Oh, the leader of Scientology. Yeah, I've heard some weird stuff about that. I don't know how accurate it is, but some people do some weird things. Weird things. Are we ready for the rage baiting, bro? Rage baiting? Let the Dems and the Republicans jumping on the chat. Talk to us, POTUS. Talk to us.
President Trump said today that he expects to hear.
Khamzat is finished. He lost his fire. The fight was rigged. No real punches were thrown. Dude, Jody Boys says the fight was rigged. What do you mean the fight was rigged, man? What do you mean? Sean Strickland, his nose is broken, bro. And Khamzat has cut up and bruised face, and he left the arena because his eyes were watering up, man. He had some heavy eyelids and heavy water around those eyelids. Yeah, I don't know. I'm open to everything, but you never know. You never know. Cali Chica, thank you so much. Oh, by the way, I chatted with the YouTube help girl today, and people from the chat were asking me like why they didn't get notifications after they subscribed to the lives. And so what happens is you only get 3 notifications per day, and I upload one short every single day, and then I do like 1, 2, 3, sometimes 4 lives a day. So 1 short plus 2 lives, you'll get notifications for that. But for the other 2 lives, you won't really get notifications for that. So if you want notifications for that stuff, I think if y'all jump in my Discord, then I can set notifications so everyone can know when my lives are starting, if you guys want. Joe's boy says, from the start, both guys look suspicious. I guess, like, yeah. You never know, dude. You never know with gambling. When gambling is involved, you never know. Because Sean was the favorite to lose. Khamzat was a favorite to win. So, yeah, but no real punches, bro. There were some definitely real punches. Debbie's in the chat for Jason. Yeah, by the way, we're going live every day of 2026. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat if you want. Talk to us, POTUS. Is POTUS going to talk?
Very soon from the Iranians in regard to the latest U.S. peace plan. CBS News correspondent Aaron Navarro has the latest from the White House.
Oh, let's see the polls. So the polls right now are 60% yes. Tuperia will defeat Gaethje out of 40 votes. Love it. And then on the second chat, let's see what that one's at. Where'd you go? I'll play this for a second.
U.S. Central Command says the naval blockade against Iran continues to be fully enforced. As of Saturday, CENTCOM said U.S. forces have redirected 58 commercial vessels and disabled 4 to keep the ships from entering or leaving Iran's ports. Iran has mostly blocked the Strait of Hormuz, a critical shipping lane for global energy, since the U.S. and Israel launched the war in late February.
When the war is over, gas will fall down at levels that you've never seen before. You'll be down to where you were.
And on the other poll, it's 2 votes, both saying no. Tuperia will not defeat Justin Gaethje. Yeah, Gaethje is past his prime, bro, for sure. And that's probably the reason he's eye poking. And yeah, listen, Lauren, let's hit 500 today. Become an Elite Plans member, and she will buy you a ticket on the first SpaceX flight to Mars. There you go. Do it now. Cali Chica, let me see. Where are you? Are you first wave, or are you on the inner circle? Let me see. So if you're first wave, you get like, that's kind of just like support. But if you're in the inner circle, then you get like, hey, no, yeah, you're in the inner circle, so you get all the AI help and design help, and then once you go up to like the, yeah, that's good. Good job. I'm proud of you, girl. If you go up higher, then we start talking about like lighting and camera tech and doing like the more of those things. I guess there's a whole list of things that you can do. I can pull it up for y'all right now. Oh, and I can show you all of the people that won free designs, logo designs, and show you stuff that you can make yourself. It's exciting.
Or maybe even lower.
President Trump is awaiting Iran's response to a U.S. proposal to move towards ending the war. He insists the ceasefire is holding, while repeating threats for full-scale bombing if Iran does not accept the latest offer.
If there's no ceasefire, you're not going to have to know. You're just going to have to look at one big...
Trump. There we go. Red tie, black jacket. Looking classy, buddy.
...blow coming out of Iran. And they better sign their agreement fast.
Meanwhile, Bahrain said it arrested dozens of people suspected of having links to Iran's Revolutionary Guard. On social media, a high-ranking Iranian national security official warned Bahrain, writing, quote, "Siding with the U.S.-backed resolution will bring severe consequences. The Strait of Hormuz..."
Cali Chica. Yeah, if you don't have a computer, you can still do that stuff, but it requires, I guess, time, you know. With a computer, it's just so much easier. But yeah, you can do anything with that. These phones are so powerful these days, for sure. Like whenever I'm on the field and I need to make like a title, description, thumbnail, and all that stuff, and I only have like 2 or 3 minutes, I can just bam, bust it out super quick. Like if you see me on that, like you see how fast I am and how fast we made those things.
Is a vital lifeline. Do not risk closing it on yourselves forever. Aaron Navarro, CBS.
Lord Aquachat is saying YouTube censorship is disgusting, broski. There you go. Yeah, it is a little bit. But that's right. Putin firebrands, bold warning. All right, let's see what's going on with Putin. I'm gonna
Russia appears to be schooling Washington's top Arab ally by urging it to back diplomacy, even as Iran accuses the U.S. of violating the ceasefire in Hormuz. Focus on supporting the U.S.-Iran talks was the message from Putin's top diplomat to the UAE, as Moscow warned against any return to open hostilities. Russia is again wading in for ally Iran after renewed criticism of U.S. strategy from figures around Mojtaba Khamenei, reinforcing Moscow's role as one of Tehran's key diplomatic backers. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov held a telephone conversation with his UAE counterpart on May 8 amid concerns over renewed instability in the region. During the call, Lavrov told the UAE that efforts should focus on supporting the ongoing U.S.-Iran talks, according to the Russian Foreign Ministry. The prospects for stabilization must not be jeopardized by a resumption of hostilities, Lavrov said, underscoring Moscow's push to prevent a fresh regional escalation. Russian Foreign Ministry statement said, and I quote, "The discussion focused on the situation around the Strait of Hormuz, including deliberations on this issue at the UN. The Russian side emphasized the need to concentrate on supporting the ongoing negotiation efforts between Iran and the US. Moscow reaffirmed its position that the prospects for stabilization must not be jeopardized by a resumption of hostilities which would cause civilian casualties and damage civilian infrastructure both in Iran and in neighboring Arab countries." The foreign ministers agreed to remain in contact and work towards aligning the approaches of all parties involved in the search for a long-term, sustainable settlement. Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan congratulated Sergei Lavrov on the upcoming Victory Day. The ministers shared the view that it is necessary to strengthen the multilateral system established on the basis of the UN Charter following World War II. They also exchanged views on certain aspects of bilateral relations, including the schedule of upcoming contacts. Unquote. As tensions spike again around Hormuz, Iran's leadership is warning that no amount of US military pressure or blockade will be enough to break Tehran's resolve. On May 8th, Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi accused the US of repeatedly choosing war when a diplomatic solution is on the table, framing American behavior as a deliberate pattern. He said Washington prefers reckless military adventure over serious negotiations, arguing that every time mediators open a path to talks, fresh strikes or shows of force derail it. Araghchi claimed that potential breakthroughs keep collapsing at the last minute, hinting that hawks inside the US system, or external spoilers, are sabotaging openings to keep Trump locked into war. He insisted that Iranians never bow to pressure, stressing that even under naval blockade and repeated strikes, Tehran views compromise under threat as worse than enduring more economic pain. The warning lands barely a day after US and Iranian forces again traded fire and warning shots near Hormuz, underscoring how fragile the line is between managed tension and open escalation. Arachi said, and I quote, "Every time a diplomatic solution is on the table, the US opts for a reckless military adventure. Is it a crude pressure tactic, or the result of a spoiler once again duping POTUS into another quagmire? Whatever the cause is, outcome is the same. Iranians never bow to pressure." Unquote. In the same post,
define quagmire. Soft, wet, boggy land that trembles under the foot. A marsh, a bog, a fen. Synonyms: slow, bog, et. Quagmire in politics. A quagmire refers to a complex, dangerous situation that is difficult to exit, typically describing a military intervention or political conflict where withdrawing would create as many or more problems than staying. The term is most frequently applied to prolonged conflicts like the Vietnam War, the Iraq War, and the Afghanistan War, where incremental escalation led to deep entanglement. Are we doing some of this in this situation? That's a little emoji that the members get. That's a little gas thing where you fill up your vehicle if you're running out of gas, and there's a light on it. It's a little emoji for gaslighting. You know, I'm not saying they're gaslighting, but that's just what the emoji is.
Arachi dismissed reported CIA assessments of Iran's missile strength and readiness, insisting US intelligence has badly underestimated Tehran's capacity. He claimed Iran's missile inventory now stands at 120% of its pre-war level, directly contradicting leaked figures that put Tehran's stockpile significantly lower after weeks of bombardment. Arachi added that Iran's mobile launcher capacity is also above where it was before the February 28 strikes, saying production and redeployment have more than offset battlefield losses. His comments came after reports of a classified CIA study, which concluded Iran could withstand months of blockade and retains about 3/4 of its pre-war missiles and launchers, a picture Arachi insists is still too generous to Washington. New intelligence findings now appear to contradict President Donald Trump's aggressive pressure campaign and blockade narrative against Iran recently. The Central Intelligence Agency reportedly believes Iran could survive an American blockade for several months despite growing military and economic pressure. According to intelligence assessments cited on May 7th, Tehran may withstand the blockade for nearly 90 to 120 days. Officials familiar with the classified report reportedly said Iran could potentially endure the blockade for an even longer period strategically. The CIA also concluded that Iran still retains major missile and
we got Wilbur Howard for Iran. There you go, buds.
Drone capabilities despite continued attacks from the United States and Israel. The assessment found Tehran could avoid immediate economic collapse by relying on crude stockpiles and alternative smuggling routes effectively. These findings sharply contrast with Trump's repeated claims that the blockade is already inflicting severe damage on Iran's struggling economy. Trump had announced a U.S. naval blockade targeting Iranian ports across the Strait of Hormuz region on April 12th. On May 7th, American and Iranian forces directly exchanged fire for the first time since the April ceasefire agreement. The United States launched what it called self-defense strikes on Iran as explosions rocked Qeshm Island, Sirik, and Bandar Abbas. Reports claim American forces also targeted an Iranian oil tanker and another Iranian vessel near the strategic Gulf waters. In retaliation, Iran launched attacks targeting American destroyers stationed inside the highly sensitive Strait of Hormuz region. Donald Trump accused Iran of behaving irrationally after military tensions and attacks intensified sharply overnight across the Gulf. President Trump claimed 3 American destroyers safely crossed Hormuz despite reportedly facing Iranian missiles, drones, and hostile threats. Trump warned Washington would respond far more aggressively unless Tehran quickly agreed to a deal with the United States. Despite the clashes, Trump insisted the ceasefire remained active and dismissed.
Oh, POTUS Trump. Yeah, buddy. All right, so just to let y'all know, this is like one of the logos we designed. This is for Stephen Wells, a guy who, let's see, how is this okay? Can you guys see this, or do I need to change this? Oh, it's cropped, bro. Let's go vertical. If this will work. I guess you don't want to work for me. There we go. So this is one of the designs, and we have these two snakes rolling up, you know, showing like purity, intelligence, his initials, wha-bam. And we got this logo. We got that logo with this amazing design that we went over like 5 days ago. And then this logo, which is cool. And this one, there's a little S, little W, initials, and this one, and this one, and that one, and yeah. This is just one of the polls. Should Comey go to prison? And we developed that. And this is more of Sean Wells logos. And we chatted about like all these logo designs. And, you know, people pay money for logo designs. And if you need help with logo designs, and like, oh, we have a budget of $10,000. And then you refer that to me. And I'm like, all right, well, here's 10%. You get $1,000 for referring me one of those things, or vice versa, or somebody in the chat. So we're just trying to make your life better, trying to get you successful and all that type of stuff. And the concept behind this is like, kind of if you go golfing, there's like this topographical, I think that's what it's called, where like if you go higher, it goes higher, and there's like a SW here. So like here's the bottom of the hill, here's the top of the hill, whatever. Yeah, another one. This one's cool too. Oops. Where were we? Yeah. And that one. And this one. And completely different things, you know, trying to find that delicacy with lightness. And then we have Captain Blackbird, Fortis et Fidelis. What is that? Strength and bravery or something like that in Latin. And we have another Blackbird one. Captain Blackbird's awesome, dude. Yeah, and this one's really cool as well. And we got here for Cali Chica. She won some free designs, and one of the recommendations was to have like very intricate designs here with like a very simple, very highly legible, so you can see it from far away, but if you go up close, it's very intricate. And we got some more cool designs. She loves San Diego and the Chargers and 619. So we got those, and we got Damage Inc., who also won a free. He likes like muscle cars. This football team was the Browns or the Bears, and then he likes military stuff. So we put some military stuff back here, and it's all circular, so it's like perfect for, you know, LinkedIn or for YouTube, or not given. And then here's like from our members only live stream, where like if you're a member, you can join in on the live stream and ask questions. And then it's like very, very much I can help you with whatever. And then here's just something I made. First Wave 199. Inner Circle is like probably one of the best ones, because you get streaming assets, tools, access to live members, priority chat, you know, monthly group coaching and all that type of stuff. Power moves, you get custom visual assets, tools, and creatives. And each one has the perks. And then this is like the $44.99 creator combo, which is like when you need some like superb help with audio, video, or any type of stuff. And yeah, so those are like kind of the plans. And you need plans in your life. So if y'all ever want to join, Inner Circle is probably like your thing to go for. And like the streaming assets, what are the streaming assets? Well, I'll show you exactly what those streaming assets are. Like say, for instance, you don't like Trump. You can just be like, yo, give me this. Bring this kitty out here. Where you at, kitty? Move that cat around. Oh, bam. Oh, you want to make jokes? Bring that dog. So these are all like AI generated. And as you can tell, when I bring this dog in, I can move it around. And it's pretty much see-through, transparent background or whatever. So yeah, those are all like those types of things. But anyways, there you go. So, sorry, chat. Going through that whole thing. Talk to us, POTUS.
Missed the strikes as merely a love tap. Meanwhile, Iran claimed its military inflicted damage on American naval assets and forced US warships to retreat from Hormuz. The latest confrontation unfolded as Tehran reviewed a new American proposal aimed at ending the ongoing conflict.
There you go. Avoid the conflict. That's a good one. There you go. Lauren believes in the UFO files. There you go. The man himself, POTUS. By the way, we're going live every day of 2026, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. Become a member if you want. Throw in a super chat. Help keep this channel alive.
Joining us, New York Times chief White House correspondent
Lightning Fox has some strong opinions.
and MS Now contributor Peter Baker, host of the Bulwark podcast, and MS Now political analyst Tim Miller, Washington Post foreign affairs columnist and MS Now contributor David Ignatius, and Washington Post columnist and senior fellow for the National Security Studies of the Council on Foreign Relations, Max Boot. Peter, let's talk about this peace deal, this proposal. Marco Rubio said earlier today they're waiting on the Iranians. What is the latest?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the Iranians are playing for time, clearly. You know, the president said a few days ago they had, I think, 48 hours to make a decision. And I think...
Any, mini, miny, mo. How you doing?
Reached that point, and we haven't got a decision from Iran. And the truth is, this is not really a peace deal so much as an agreement to negotiate a peace deal, right? So the president has put out some of his priorities on this one-page list, but any actual peace deal would have to have a whole lot more details, a whole lot more specifics than anything we're talking about here. So
Come on, man. Come on. Just not happy with, like, trying to have a peace deal?
the idea to get to, a point where we can have a 30-day negotiation where they can work those things out. So even at this point, even if they were to agree to this, it would simply be...
Yeah, bro. El Schmiablo says, I love that dude. Had UFC in his headlines, so you know that you absolutely should not listen to his opinions on politics. There you go, bro. Thank you for bringing some joy into the chat, brother.
Extending, in effect, the ceasefire to then see if they can get returned to the table and put together something more comprehensive and more substantive.
What about the Iranian side, David Ignatius? Because there's been a lot of talk about how the Iranians don't want a deal. The Iranians are more...
Etsy TV, how you doing? It's not about believing the UFO files or not. They have been released. So saying you don't believe them, what does that mean? Oh, tell me about it. I'd love to know about it.
More hard line, a lot of chatter about how much harder line the new Ayatollah is. What do we know for
Rubber boats.
sure about what the Iranians are looking for right now?
We don't know as much as we'd like, but from the conversations that I've had with people close to the negotiations, their impression is that...
Bro, if you keep on spamming, I'm going to have to put you on timeout, dude. All right, somebody's going to put this guy on timeout. Who's going to put him on timeout?
The Iranian side is split. There was a meeting face-to-face in Islamabad several weeks ago. The Speaker of the Iranian Parliament, Mohammad Ghalibaf, was there. By the end of the meeting, there was generally a positive feeling, although no deal was reached. It appears then he was hit hard by criticism when he returned home from harder line members of the IRGC that's really running the government now in Tehran. My sense is that one thing the administration administration wants to do through back channel contacts is to try to play off these different factions, looking for a group that's prepared to make a deal that the U.S. is prepared to put quite a lot of money behind in terms of released impounded Iranian funds, end of sanctions. But I think given that split in Tehran, it's hard to make predictions now.
All right, dude. All right. Let's see it. Tonight, Pentagon releases declassified UFO files. UFO. Let's see what's happening.
More mysterious images just revealed. 160 government files detailing 400 alleged UFO encounters, including this infrared military video from 2013 of what appears to be an 8-pointed star streaking across the sky.
8-pointed star streaking across the sky. Let's do some slow-mo.
Infrared military video.
Military video, all right. There's some grain. There's a light happening here. Another light. Interesting. Alright, so this has like a thermal analog camera. That's what's happening over here. So it looks like a nighttime thermal analog. Depending on the settings, whether this is hot or not. Usually it's bright that's hot, right? So, maybe it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 situations of propel if it is not AI.
Appears to be.
Ooh, GTD 101 jumping on the chat saying that's how the Bible depicts an angel. Praise the Lord, brother. Praise the Lord. By the way, we're going live every day at 20:26, so make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat if you want.
An 8-pointed star streaking across the sky. Mysterious white and black aerial blips that defy the laws of physics. More grainy still images of the unexplained. And this image taken from the moon by the Apollo 17 astronauts of what appears to be lights hovering overhead. The astronauts later suggested it could have been ice crystals. Today, President Trump posted, with these new documents and videos, the people can decide for themselves.
Lightning Fox jumping down the chat saying UFO is BULL. Release the Island Man files. Come on. Release them.
But there are no reports of aliens or spacecraft in government custody. Many leading astrophysicists remain skeptical.
Just because you see something and you don't know what it is, you can't then say it must be aliens visiting from outer space.
The documents date back to the 1940s, including an FBI report from an Air Force colonel reporting a flying disc. More recent reports from fighter pilots. This diagram from people who claim they witnessed a cigar-shaped object. And a 2023 video of 3 concentric circles flying in unison.
I have not seen anything to suggest that we've been visited by any intelligent life forms out there.
But the universe is massive, at least 2 trillion galaxies and trillions more planets.
Given the vastness of the universe, it's really hard to imagine that life, and even intelligent life, hasn't formed somewhere. It's hard to imagine that anybody is visiting us or continually visiting us.
And Tom, tonight there is a pattern, though. A lot of these images coming from military pilots that are near or around military facilities or ships.
Yeah, and that raises concern that some of these unexplained aerial phenomenon could include technology that America's adversaries here on Earth possess, but we don't, Tom.
We thank you for watching.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna take a second to stretch my legs, and we're gonna do a little pause here, but we're gonna keep it rolling. And so I'm going to show one of my videos. So we'll be back in like 10 or 15 minutes, but we're not going to end the stream. We're just going to pause and we're going to show one of my videos. So we're going to see how this works. I don't know. Haven't done this before. But what am I looking for? This. And where's my thing? cool, bro. Thank you. I will see y'all in a few. Oh, and we are live again. Amazing. Amazing. What a beautiful, beautiful everything. My goodness. How is that even possible? My goodness, my goodness. You know, I set things up and then they always just try to change them. They just always do. But, that's right. That's right. How are you doing? Are you following your dreams? I definitely hope you are. And, are you happy about everything? Because that's what's most important, right? Absolutely. Alright, it's not there. It's not there. What is this giant squid doing on my screen? So wild. Okay. So it's not supposed to be doing that. I see. There we go. Took a while. Took a while. All right. All right. Get organized, man. What are you doing with your life? So, welcome in, legends. If you're here early, you're already sharper than most of the internet tonight. We've got enough headline, today actually, headline chaos to make the algorithm file a police report. Hit like, subscribe, become a member if you want the inner circle. Drop a super chat if you want your take front and center. You make this stream better just by being here. This is brand new news. Giant squid among creatures of the deep hiding off of Western Australia's Ningaloo coast, research reveals. Is this the biggest giant squid ever known to man? Just absolutely wild. Yo, Tara, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Curious the reason this one is not popping up. Let's see. Copy that. Maybe it'll pop up in a sec. But all right. That's good. Yeah, so this is a huge squid. Imagine the damage it could do. Just outrageous, right? Huh. Yeah. And what's Tim Dillon up to? We were gonna see this earlier, but it's about time to see it right now.
Here. Is this the fake one? We gotta get the real one. Get the real one. That is funny, though.
You got those heavy breaths, girl.
I mean, this woman, just be less famous. There's a very easy answer for whatever this woman's problem is. Be less famous.
That'll help.
You can be less famous. Like, that's allowed legally. You can be less famous. Take a beat. You're oversaturating. I've seen this before. I've seen A-listers go down the tubes because they don't know when to stop shoving themselves down people's throats. Take a beat. Take a minute. Regroup. Grab your team. And by team, I mean children. And go make up dinner or something. The woman won't stop. And then she gets mad that people keep making fun of her. It's because she won't go away. You can be a bit less famous. Go on.
Oh, that's what it is.
Erica
She's
Kirk, friend
in
of the
the
show.
limelight.
That nothing will ever be enough for the evil in this world. Our country has become unrecognizable.
Because of the aliens?
Perverted the truth to the point that they motivated the murder of my husband. They have continuously tried to assassinate the president, and anyone who stands in their way is labeled hateful, racist, fascist, and every other trigger word that is grossly dishonest. We want the best for our country. They don't.
She doesn't, all right, just pause it. She doesn't have to do this. Like, take up this mantle. You know, it's getting to a point where, you know, I feel bad for this woman. I really do. I mean, you know, what happened to her husband was horrible. I mean, I don't know her. I've never met her. I know people that know her. Some of them like her. Some of them think, you know, I don't know what's going on. Some of them are confused. I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why she's choosing to continually be everywhere. She's like everywhere. Like, you gotta take a minute. Take a minute. Slow it down. I'm not telling you to stop. Slow it down. That's the great lesson here. Slow it down.
It's pretty important.
Take a beat. Take a minute. Take a breather. This is a full court press. We don't need it. Because if you put yourself out there, people are going to go, listen, you're a political figure now. People are attacking her. Because the woman, this is not the way I've seen anyone personally grieve. Personally. I've never seen anyone grieve like, and I'm not judging the way people grieve. I mean, I guess I am. But people grieve in different ways. I've never seen this way. That's all. I'm allowed to say that. I'm allowed to say it. By the way, not being mean to her, not saying what happened wasn't horrible. I have personally never seen a human being grieve this way. I've seen people grieve many different ways, never this way. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That I've never seen a person grieve in this particular way. This strain of grief is new to me. That is also, I'm adjusting to it. I think America's adjusting to it. And I think her beef with people is that we're not adjusting quickly enough to her way of grieving. We've just never seen this one before. This is a new one. Give us a minute with this. Let us adapt to this. Let us adapt to this way of grieving that, and if it's her way to do it, it's her way to do it. Far be it from me. I'm not trying to take away what she needs to do. I think people need to do what they need to do. And if this is what she needs to do, that's fine. I'm just personally confused, and I'm, a little shocked, and it feels a little bad taste. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. Doesn't make her a horrible person. It's just a new way to grieve. We're all learning together what she needs in the moment. Free advice, as always, give advice free on the show. I do like you to pay me money in other ways, but free advice to her. Take a minute. Take some time off. Take some time. We all need it. Take some time off and then return with whatever you want. I don't care what you do. Write a book, do a one-woman show, go on tour. I don't care. If I'm her, I'm popping up again around Christmas.
We got Elmira jumping in on the chat saying Erica Kirk's father, Kent Francie, worked as a program manager for Raytheon, a defense contractor with U.S. government ties, including in Israel. Her mother, Lori Frantzvey, is CEO of E3 Tech Group, which has contracts with DHS and DOD. There you go. There you go. Yeah. So she's intertwined. According to your statement, she's definitely intertwined. Jesus Christ. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Tester. What is this? Yeah, what is this? Someone's legacy. From Fred.
Taking the summer and a lot of the fall.
Are y'all Team Kirk or not Team Kirk? We're going live every day of 2026. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications.
She's not going to want to pop up around Halloween. That's the devil's holiday to her. You pop up around Christmas. You pop up around Christmas. A lot of this will be probably forgotten. God only knows where we'll be as a country at that point. And you can just come back. It's fine to come back, but you need to go away to come back. The people will be excited if you give it a minute. Go away, and then when you come back, it'll be exciting and fun, and people will forget about a lot of this behavior that they're confused by. So just do that. It's free advice to her, friend of the show. Truly, I don't know what's going on. That's really that's the theme of all things. Never met the woman, feels very odd to me. The whole thing feels odd. I guess there'll be a trial with Tyler Robinson and we'll all be convinced of his guilt. Right? I guess that's going to happen. And I guess when that happens, fine. I don't know that he didn't do it 100%.
How dare I not read both of Fred's comments. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. Give me those comments. Give me those comments. Where'd they go? Here we go. Who cares? You think any of these elites... Is that the first one? Oh, I'm 50-50 on her, but people do grieve taking on someone else's legacy, and we've seen it. Just don't want to see it now. There's a reason there are kid shows made where someone takes after someone's legacy. Someone's legacy. I was reading a little bit of the chat. Jason Martin has jumped in on the chat. Yeah, buddy. How you doing? So good to see you. W's in the chat for Mr. Jason Martin. What a cool dude, man. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? Regina saying Erica is a great mother, unlike Democrats that... I can't finish the rest of that sentence. My goodness, girl. My goodness. Whew. Yeah, it would be absolutely great to interview Erica Kirk. I'd like to know, like, what's actually happening. The Jayapal stuff. No, broski. What's going on with Jayapal? This one's recent. This one? Are you talking about that one?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. I really want to thank you, Cindy, for all of your work and for helping me to kind of think through what this event should look like, and for being here tonight. We so appreciate your leadership on behalf of the Cuban people, on behalf of the United States and people in the United States who know things need to change. I also want to thank the school for having us here, the Amstead School, for hosting us here. It's wonderful to be able to be here, and so very grateful to the head of school. And also want to thank Deb Goldman, who's going to be joining us for the panel, for your expertise and for lending your voice to what we're doing.
If Jason Martin is accurate, dude, what a cowgirl. What in the world? By definition, that is treason, bro. Oh my God. Pramila Jayapal. All right,
Tonight.
dude.
Most of all, I
Exciting.
want to thank you all for making the time on a beautiful Seattle day. I didn't know how many people we would lose because of this weather, but I can see that you're the real diehard folks who are in it to win it. So thank you for being here so much.
Cali Chico. Which one?
As many of you know, I traveled to Cuba as part of a congressional delegation last month. I'm a member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, and it is part of my role to see how U.S. foreign policy is actually affecting the people in the countries where that policy is being implemented. And so I wanted to go to Cuba myself. It was actually my second trip to Cuba. I was in Cuba 2 years ago. And at that time, I went with Representative Ilhan Omar from Minnesota. This trip was with Representative Jonathan Jackson, who you may know his father, Jesse Jackson, Ilhan
Omar?
Cuba myself. It was actually my second trip to Cuba. I was in Cuba 2 years ago. And at that time, I went with Representative Ilhan Omar from Minnesota. This trip
So she's connected with Ilhan Omar.
was with Representative Jonathan Jackson, who you may know his father, Jesse Jackson, was in Cuba in 1984 when Jonathan was just a young lad. And we had a really wonderful visit to the Martin Luther King Center that I can talk about if anyone wants to hear about that, honoring Jesse Jackson, where Jonathan gave a wonderful speech. When I went the first time, I think, what I saw during that visit made it very clear to me that the embargo has to be lifted to begin alleviating the humanitarian crisis on the island. Going 2 years later with Representative Jackson, one of the things that surprised me is there had been no members of Congress that visited Cuba between my last trip and this trip. So I was the last person to go there, and both this time and 2 years ago. But it really, again, allowed me to see a whole different set of conditions that had unfolded just in 2 years. Just the difference that had happened in the 2 years since I'd been there the time before, and how the policies of so many administrations, and certainly the most recent actions of the Trump administration, had exacerbated the crisis on the ground for this country of 11 million people just 90 miles south of our border. So before I give you the details of my trip,
We got some strong opinions by Wolverine Castro in the chat, broski. Oh, that's not a joke. Regina's saying people are hungry in Cuba. Oh my God, that's the last thing. Like that's the worst thing in the world. I wish that upon no one. Hunger. Goodness gracious. You got to stop that.
and I have a feeling that some of you may know a lot about Cuba, so forgive me if I'm telling you things that you know. But for those of you that maybe are newer to the issue,
Because they are communist, says Regina. There you go. And for all y'all that want to be communist, why don't you just go to Cuba and see how you like life there?
I wanted to just quickly go through sort of a very brief history of U.S.-Cuba relations, because I do think it's important to kind of understand all of this, because all of this starts with a decades-long embargo, the longest trade embargo in the history of the world. Over 60 years that this embargo has been happening. It is beyond outdated. It's a Cold War era relic for
Yeah, Jason, exactly, bro. Exactly.
foreign policy, U.S. foreign policy towards Cuba, and it's been used to strangle the Cuban people for more than a generation. And I want to be very clear that this is, hey, Rachel, I just realized this is not my updated remarks.
Unfortunately, it seems like that's very accurate, Jason. Unfortunately, bro. I wish you were wrong.
But that's okay. If we have no way to get the new ones, I will just use this.
Oh my
I'm gonna
gosh.
keep going.
I got to read that one. Cap for Life 135 says, bro, I live in Miami. That woman talking right now is holding on as a political talking head. She just now figured out Cuba is without resources.
I have a lot of stuff that I input today because I wanted you to know, but I'll try to do it from memory. The point of this whole embargo
Regina jumps in. Egg day in Cuba? No eggs.
was specifically to inflict so much humanitarian crisis on the people that they would rise up against the government. And that was actually stated in a memo that was declassified. In 1960, a State Department memo that was declassified that plainly stated that the goal of the embargo was to, quote, decrease monetary and real wages, to bring about hunger, desperation, and overthrow of the government. That's a direct quote from that memo. In 2018, the UN reported that the embargo had cost Cuba over $130 billion. In addition to stunting economic growth, the embargo obstructed access to all of the essential goods that the Cuban people needed, like food and medicine, exacerbated hunger, undermined any attempt to move into the private sector, and eroded critical infrastructure. And I think that the cruelty that I saw on the ground that the United States is inflicting deliberately is...
Jason Martin says Congress is the legislative branch that creates laws. It is the executive branch that deals with foreign powers. Neither judicial nor legislative should be involved directly with them.
Not just unacceptable, not just illegal. Many of these actions are illegal. We can talk about that. But it's...
Oh, you're talking about Romania. Yeah, I remember that. I heard about that, Kelly Chica. Thank you. Yeah, she got banned from Romania, right?
It's also not going to achieve any reforms that the United States says it wants to achieve in Cuba. That's not where we're getting. And it's clearly not an effective...
Stephen Kimball with some fierce words in the chat. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. We're going live every day of 2026. Become a member. Throw in a super chat if you want. And when you become a member, you get that little cool green thing and you get so many perks. It's amazing.
...approach. There was a brief respite where...
Jason Martin says this leads to fraud and taxpayers' money being misused due to their improper involvement. Oh, because judicial and legislative get directly involved with them? Is that the reason?
President Obama worked to normalize relations between our two countries. He relaxed many of the economic sanctions that were part of the embargo, many of the financial restrictions. He also lifted what's called the SSOT, the State Sponsor of Terrorism designation. In my wonderful speech that I had written for you, I read through some of the specifics on the SSOT designation because I think this is another piece that's very important. It was instilled a couple of decades after the embargo was started. And essentially, when a country gets put on the SSOT list, it adds even more restrictions on any country engaging with Cuba. And so there's only 4 other countries that are on the SSOT list. So you've got Iran, you've got North Korea, Sudan, and I forget the 4th one. But those are the only countries that have SSOT designations. If you have an SSOT designation that's levied by the State Department, it means that, for example, banks can't interact with the country, and the United States can use its own leverage to put pressure on other countries to not allow their banks, their commercial interests to engage at all with Cuba, because those entities might come under sanctions from the United States. There's also something that we have called the ESTA waiver, where if you are a member of the EU, the UK, Australia...
All right, so allegedly Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum is navigating U.S. oil sanctions on Cuba through diplomatic talks and humanitarian aid shipments, but no evidence shows outright circumvention like smuggling. Trump escalated the blockade in early 2026 with tariffs on oil suppliers hitting Cuba's fuel supply hard amid blackouts. So some key facts are Mexico pledged food aid and is negotiating oil resumption, framing it as a humanitarian despite U.S. threats. U.S. Representative, is that what it is? Pramila Jayapal admitted discussing oil routes with Mexico's ambassador, sparking backlash as sanction busting. There we go. Jason Martin W's in the chat. Cuba relied on Venezuelan and Mexican oil. Now Russia sneaks some past the blockade via exceptions. All right, chat. The Shine Bomb smuggling oil to Cuba. Rumor? Nah, it's more like a diplomatic oil wrestling. Mexico's sending food baskets and whispering "pretty please" to Trump while Cuba's lights flicker. A data drop, 80% power cuts, but no pirate tankers spotted yet. Sanctions say no humanity, says oof. Who's winning? Putin with his sneaky Russian crude. My oh my.
Yeah, there's a few countries where we have special arrangements with those countries so that people who...
Jason Beatrice has joined the chat. There we go. Saying she thinks she's the president. We are the best chat in the world. Look at this chat. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat. We have the best chat in the world.
Are from those countries don't have to apply for a U.S. visa. So you can come to the United States without a visa if you are one of those countries. Well, if you go to Cuba with the SSOT designation, it means that you cannot then apply, you cannot be a part of that program. So you're no longer eligible for a visa-free visit to the United States. So
Happy Mac has joined the chat. How you doing, buddy?
it restricts a lot of entities from doing business with Cuba, and it
Happy Mother's Day.
restricts a lot of people from going to Cuba. So it's a very important and very wide-ranging designation that was levied. President Obama lifted the SSOT designation, and it was the beginning of U.S. banks being able to engage with Cuba, other countries being able to engage, and that period of time is called the thaw, where there were actually incredible concerts. The Rolling Stones did a concert there.
Oh, incredible. Yeah, the Rolling Stones. So what's going to happen to this woman? She going to be charged for treason? Good morning. Good morning, Happy Mac. Thank you for the chat, buddy. What is the worst case scenario that can happen to this? And what is the best case scenario that can happen to Pramila Jayapal?
The Minnesota Symphony Orchestra did a concert there, and people still talk about that time in Cuba because it was this moment of incredible hope where I think the average Cuban person felt like we can engage with the rest of the world again. Tourism boomed. American businesses started investing in Cuba, and Cuban entrepreneurs just grew. There were hotels that came up overnight. It sounds like an incredible period of time, but it was very brief. That SSOT designation was ended when Trump came into office. Is that the news?
Alex Hot's jumping in on the chat saying, who hit her with an ugly stick? Ouch.
Okay, we'll figure out where we exactly.
She's going to figure it out.
Thank you.
That's not nice. I shouldn't say
That designation
She could be a sweet woman. She could just be misunderstood.
was ended when Trump came in. He started to, in the first administration, he started to re-levy all of the sanctions that had been there before. And a few days before he left office, he actually reinstituted the SSOT designation. And so when the Biden administration came in, I personally spoke to the president numerous times and people in the Biden administration, because on the campaign trail, Joe Biden had said that he was going to go back to the Obama era regulations, but he didn't. There were a few loosening of economic restrictions that happened later in the administration. And then a few days before Biden left office, he once again lifted the SSOT designation, only to then have Trump come in and his first set of executive orders reinstated the SSOT designation. So
Jason Beatrice says she doesn't have the authority to make deals with other countries. She should have been arrested. What is happening? Yeah, and what will happen?
That was in January of 2021 that right before he left office that Trump added Cuba back to the list. And the only justification when he added Cuba back to the SSOT list is that Cuba was allegedly harboring members of the Colombian guerrilla army. Now, this was totally bogus because the only reason those individuals were in Cuba was because the country had been hosting peace talks between the army and the Colombian government in Cuba. And even Colombia's own president, Gustavo Petro, has said that this designation was a complete injustice and that it was simply levied as a reason. Now, I mentioned that the cost that the UN reported of the embargo had cost over $130 billion. That number has certainly increased dramatically. Between March of 2022 and February of 20...
What is this woman doing? Is she working for Cuba? What is she doing? Okay, I get it. Humanitarian, right? But there's got to be a better way to do this, dude. Yeah, Happy Mac, for sure, bro.
Cuban government estimated that US...
She's getting her little pockets filled by those commies, huh? Jason Martin jumping in on the chat, broski.
Sanctions just in that very small period of time caused damages of nearly $4...
Yeah, Eric Addison says Trump is kind of dumb for not fixing America first before focusing on global stability. Yeah, but I think that's a very special little calculus that we don't understand. We see it from this side, and when you get into a position like Trump is, you're kind of just that guy who can take the blame and who can take the shots. And I'm not saying he's compromised, but some people say he is, allegedly. So he's not in an easy spot. He's entertaining. He's very smart in a lot of ways, but he's not in an easy spot, bro. And I think, given his background in building and those types of things, if he had a choice, I think he would put America first. But I don't know if he has one, allegedly. What do you think, chat?
$4.87 billion. So you can imagine how much this is costing the Cuban government. And it's only gotten worse since Trump came in this time. So, as you know, Secretary of State is Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio has a lot of interest in this and in regime change in Cuba.
It's like anything that happens, you know, you're like, oh, I got a flat tire. That's Trump. It's Trump. I ran out of laundry detergent. Trump. Someone flicked me off on the road. Trump. Oh my gosh, dude. I saw a sticker today. I was doing a live with a bassist, and he's like a incredible young bassist, classical bassist, and just like one of the top bassists in potentially the world. Like, just absolutely incredible child prodigy. And he's in university now. And we did a live like 8 weeks ago. And thanks to DJI, my whole microphone was on, but didn't catch any audio. Funny. But anyways, we had a good time. And we were interviewing each other. And then while we're doing like the street interview, I was like talking to random people. And these two girls passed by. And I was like, hey, do you have any words of advice, you know, that you can share? And she said, be the GHEY word, you know, and do CRIME. I'm like, oh my God. And these girls are like 25, 26, and you could tell they're like the girls that don't take care of themselves. They're skinny by not taking care of themselves and doing bad decisions at nighttime and, possibly partaking in illegal things. And so she said that, the happy, which is not happy, the GHEY, and then also be that and then do crime. I saw that exact sticker on the back left of a car today. And I was like, what is this propaganda? And I drive by that car. And what was on that woman's nose? Right there, dude. Septum, dude. Septum, for sure. Did it get deleted? No, it's there. A septum, bro. Septum piercing. And I was thinking to myself, okay, say for instance, like it's a joke. Okay, it's a joke, yeah. But still, you put that on your car, that's a message. Some girl, some guy sees that. And they do commit a crime. How are you going to feel about that? And what if they commit a crime against you? Like those two girls that were walking, they're skinny, they're weak, and I'm a grown man. The other dude's a grown man. I'm like, all right, say for instance, we follow exactly what you say. I see your shoes, I see your purse, and I say, give that to me right now. No, I'm not. It's a crime. Well, you just told me. Be that and commit crime. Bam. Thank you. How are you going to feel? Like, tell me, where exactly is the logic in that? Like, you're telling people to do these things. And if I do that to you, you're not going to be happy. Come on. Like, just please use your brain. Like, think about, like, what's good for me, what's good for you. Like, if those things are pretty good, they're probably good for everybody, right? But if it's good for me and bad for you, it's probably not good for the world, or good for you, bad for me. Like, there's got to be some type of balance there. All right, Jason Beatrice, you don't like my story, broski. Yeah, Eric Otteson says, leftists do not have brains. All right, I probably lost some of my Democrat friends, but I just had to tell you how it is. I love you. The Lord loves you. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat, help support this channel. Let's make America great.
I would say, but also in making sure that the sanctions stay and that the goals of the U.S. government remain the same as the Cold War era goals. And so in January, Trump issued an executive order threatening tariffs on any country supplying fuel to Cuba. This was this January, just a few months ago. And oil shipments from Venezuela, that's where Cuba had been getting its oil, were halted after the U.S. operations to kidnap Nicolas Maduro. Since January, only one Russian tanker of oil has made it to Cuba. In fact, it landed just a couple of days before I landed. And
Well, what is Trump's plan with Cuba? Because he's kind of, bringing the squeeze on allegedly Iran and the squeeze on Cuba.
Tanker has enough oil basically for 10 to 14 days of Cuba's oil needs. So it's a very limited amount of time. Now, Russia has said they're going to send another tanker. I was in conversations with the ambassadors from Mexico and some other places, and I know.
Glenn Sharp jumping in on the chat saying FOJ, pal.
Other countries in Latin America are trying to figure out how to get oil there, but it is a crisis beyond imagination. Just this past Friday on May 1st, Trump signed a broad executive order that widens sanctions and allows for new penalties similar to what we have for Iran and Russia against foreign banks and firms that are dealing with Cuba, and it also reinforces the ban on U.S. tourism. I have called these sanctions an economic bombing of the infrastructure of Cuba. It is illegal. It is against the war.
Jason Martin, is that a setup just to make sure that Democrats lose? Or what's going on, man? Do our votes count? Does it matter?
You're talking about this in Iran, obviously, to bomb the infrastructure
Voter ID, did that pass?
of any country. That is against international law. This is essentially doing the same thing. It is bombing the infrastructure of Cuba with economic sanctions that essentially ensure that the infrastructure collapses. Now, on top of that, equally troubling, more troubling, are Trump's ongoing research.
Yeah, bro. Vote Ilhan Omar to change the national language to fraud and Somalian and Arabic, and to inspire incest, allegedly, accordingly. Who knows, dude?
Threats to take Cuba. So this has been something that he's escalated. It is difficult to know.
No, I think you got to be either born in the United States or a citizen for like 10 or 15 years and above the age of 35 or 45, one of those things. LSU has jumped in on the chat.
Know exactly what is going to happen, but the Cuban government...
No. A nationwide voter ID requirement has not passed in the USA as of May 2026. The Federal SAVE Act, requiring photo ID and proof of citizenship for federal elections, passed the House in February, but is stalled in the Senate due to Democratic filibuster needing 60 votes. Yeah, Dems, you know, maybe that's the only way you can win. By being unfair, allegedly, says some people. State level status, 36 states already require some voter ID. Thank the Lord. Photo or non-photo. At polls with more like Nevada, and North Carolina voting on expansions in 2026 midterms. Trump's administration pushes hard, 83-84% public support per polls, but no federal mandate yet. So from the federal outlook, President Trump threatens executive action. Yeah, Trump, get it done, bro. MAGA, MAGA, MAGA. But experts say states control most rules under the Constitution. No Supreme Court ruling forced it nationwide.
Colombian government, many of the Latin American countries are very concerned that the threat of
Leering Center for President.
military action from the Trump administration is real, and of course that it would not be going through Congress in the same way that Venezuela didn't and Iran didn't. Now, whether or not you agree with the Cuban government, the fact remains that our foreign policy has destroyed the civilian population in Cuba and has not moved us towards any stated goals that we might have. So I think, you know, when I look at this, I want to turn to my trip and give you a little bit of flavor of the trip that I just came back from.
Oh, she's gonna bring some of that flavor. She's gonna bring some of that flavor. Oh, we didn't finish the Nick Shirley video. The Nick Shirley video. Mr. Nick Shirley. I can't believe that woman, man. Just can't believe her. Yeah, Cuba's a cool spot, man. Yeah, what's the real reason that happened in Cuba, right? No, it's fine, Jason. It's fine, man. It's all good, brother. That's the reason we're here, man. We're just trying to make everything amazing over here, and that's absolutely interesting, and it's relevant. You know, it's happening. It's happening, and thank you for letting me know. I think maybe the thumbnail. I was just like, I would see the thumbnail, be like, you know what? I don't know if I want to see that. For whatever reason. So Iran seizes Chinese tanker with Iranian oil. What would Iran seize a Chinese tanker with Iranian oil? It was a great discussion point, Jason. Always, bro, Jason, you're always You're always collecting W's in the chat, bro. Come on, man. Always great. Thank you so much. Cap for Life says, I wonder who paid for that trip to Cuba. She was also with Hassan Patel. Yeah.
Welcome to China in Focus. I'm Tiffany Meyer. Our top story, Iran seized a Chinese-owned tanker in the Gulf of Oman carrying Iranian oil. Analysts say the move may point to internal disputes over control of the country's oil exports. Could Washington and Beijing find common...
Absolutely, Jason Martin. What's going to happen with that? If Iran and China are going at each other.
ground on Iran, Taiwan, and trade, we map out the fault lines between the world's two largest economies and what to expect from the upcoming summit. Taiwan passing a $25 billion special defense budget after months of infighting between its two major parties by some lawmakers.
Cali Chica, I've heard that quite often. The richer gets richer and the poor gets poorer. A lot of people say that, but also that's almost a state of mind. You got to think about it. Are you living above your means or below your means? And how smart are you with your things? It's very, very important to think about those types of things. And kind of being more knowledgeable about where you spend your time and what you do with your time and your goals and your dreams and all of those things. I hope that helps. But yeah, like if you talk about the big scope of things, yeah, for sure. That's absolutely accurate. But on a singular level, you can always change your own patterns in your own life and your own habits. It's not easy. Definitely not easy. If it was easy, every single person would do it. But you're here and you're special. You're great and you can do it. Jason Martin, 100%, bro. Accurate. Jason Martin says people need to make the distinction between wants and needs before they spend. Absolutely. And plan for the future. Always plan.
Say the budget weakens Taiwan's defense.
The opposition party trimmed isn't just the number, but the number of our interceptor missiles and the scale of drone fighting.
Britain says it will summon China's ambassador after two British nationals were convicted of spying for China, who were their targets. And a flag
Lightning Fox saying you need to think outside the box, 100%.
raising ceremony in a Canadian town drew a warning letter from the Chinese embassy to the mayor.
I have never been told by a foreign authority or anyone in Canada to stop saying what I believe is true. We phoned the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and they came and they took the letter.
Iran has seized a Chinese-owned oil tanker in the Gulf of Oman carrying Iranian oil. It's accusing the vessel of trying to disrupt the country's oil exports amid growing tensions in the region. Iranian state media says naval forces boarded the tanker during what it called a special operation Friday. Iranian media identified the ship as the Ocean Koi, now called Jingli. According to Iranian state media, naval forces boarded the tanker in the Sea of Oman and escorted it to Iran's southern coast. Iran claims the Chinese-owned ship was acting against the country's oil export interests. Some analysts say the seizure may have been tied to internal...
Cali Chica is saying veterans are broken by these governments. That's a problem. Veterans should not be broke. They're heroes. They should not ever be broke. If you see a veteran, buy them a cup of coffee. Tell them thank you for your service. And see if they want to share a few stories. Just show some respect. Give them a little bit of your time. They risked their lives for you.
Internal disputes within Iran's complex oil trading networks over who controlled the cargo. The Ocean Koi has already been placed under U.S. sanctions since February for allegedly transporting Iranian oil. Because Iran faces heavy U.S. sanctions, its oil is often moved through indirect shipping routes to hide where it comes from. Shipping analysts say the tanker had recently loaded fuel oil off the coast of Oman, suggesting it may have been part of those types of transfers. Others believe a more likely explanation is a dispute over
Is Dino Democrat in name only?
control of the cargo. Iran's oil export system is not run through a single chain of command. Instead, it involves different state-linked and private groups that don't always coordinate with each other.
Okay, thanks.
The seizure also comes during a period of rising tensions near the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most important oil shipping routes. In recent weeks, Chinese-linked oil tankers passing through the Strait of Hormuz have faced disruption. Some ships have been forced to delay, reroute, or even reverse course as tensions rose around the key waterway. Much of the disruption comes from broader instability.
Paul Salsi has joined the chat. Newsflash, do not catch the demic. Rat.
Including increased Iranian military activity at the Strait. In an incident earlier this week, a tanker with a Chinese crew was attacked while transiting the area. Beijing confirmed the attack Friday. Overall, Chinese oil flows have not stopped, but they are operating in unpredictable conditions in one of the world's most critical choke points. President Trump is traveling to China next week. It's his first face-to-face meeting with Chinese leader Xi Jinping in Beijing.
What's gonna happen, man? What's gonna happen? Trump and China. Oh, man.
Beijing since 2017, around 9 years ago. With ongoing conflicts in the Middle East and a trade truce hanging by a thread, both sides are always drawing red lines on Taiwan and technology. We take you through the key issues at play and what policy experts are expecting from the summit.
We're going to have a meeting with President Xi. It's going to be, I think, quite amazing.
President Trump's planned visit to China was delayed by the Iran war, but the diplomatic pressure hasn't let up. Washington is now urging Beijing to use its influence over Tehran to keep the Strait of Hormuz open, a critical waterway for global shipping. Iran's foreign minister was in Beijing this week. Treasury Secretary Bessent and Secretary of State Rubio both made public appeals for China to protect freedom of navigation.
I hope the Chinese tell him what he needs to be told, and that is that what you are doing in the Straits is causing you to be globally isolated.
At the same time, Washington sanctioned a major Chinese refinery for handling Iranian crude, tightening the squeeze on Beijing's energy ties with Tehran. At midnight local time Friday, China sees its 7th increase in gasoline and diesel prices this year. Taiwan remains Beijing's top priority. China wants the U.S. to scale back arms sales to Taiwan. It is also urging Washington to oppose Taiwanese independence. In response, U.S. lawmakers have taken...
So is that... Jason Martin says China is on their knees for oil. Is that one of the negotiation tactics? Is that one of the reasons Iran was put into a chokehold just for some negotiation tactics between the United States and China? Like, oh yeah, we can give you some more oil if you do this and that for us. Is that one of their chess moves?
Taken a firm stance. Earlier this month, a bipartisan group of senators introduced a resolution pushing back on Beijing's military posture toward the island.
Yeah.
Republican Senator Pete Ricketts said the...
Look at that chat. We got the best chat in the world. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. We're going live every day of 2026. Become a member. Throw in a super chat. And join the best chat in the world.
U.S. must, quote, deter communist China and stand with our partners and allies. Earlier this week, Secretary Rubio said a conflict over Taiwan would serve neither side's interests.
We don't need any destabilizing events to occur with regards to Taiwan or anywhere in the Indo-Pacific.
On trade, the two countries remain in a tariff truce, but it's fragile. U.S. Trade Representative Jameson Greer has signaled that President Trump is seeking stability, not a full reset. That marks a notable shift. Early in the second term, the Trump administration talked about fundamentally rebalancing trade and imposed tariffs on Chinese goods of up to 145%. Beijing is now pushing for further reductions, especially on the levies tied to fentanyl. According to Reuters, Trump plans to bring a smaller than usual delegation of CEOs.
So China imported a record amount of oil from Russia in 2024, totaling $62.59 billion US dollars worth, making Russia its top supplier at around 1.8 to 2 million barrels per day on average. And the 2026 trends, early 2026 saw spikes. February hit an all-time high of 1.92 million BPD, which is barrels per day. Seaborne, with January-February volumes up 41%. YOY to 21.8 million tons, about 1.75 million barrels per day. Average. March projections exceed that, driven by discounted Russian crude amid Western sanctions. Share of total imports, Russia supplies 20 to 25% of China's crude, with sanctioned Russian oil part of a 22% rogue mix, including Iran, Venezuela. China stockpiled 1.2 billion barrels cheaply by early 2026. Pipeline adds 0.6 to 0.7 million barrels per day via ESPO. Rogue in politics definition. International relations. A rogue state is a nation characterized by autocratic governance, severe human rights abuses, and hostile actions toward other countries, particularly the United States. These states are defined by their pursuit of weapons of mass destruction, WMDs, sponsorship of international terrorism, and disregard for international laws and diplomatic norms. The term is primarily a political label used by the U.S. government to justify specific foreign policy actions, sanctions, and military strategies against adversarial regimes. Talked to a Afghani Iraqi vet today. Cool dude. And he had like AIO and AEO. And it was like something on his hat, which means like he was in Iraq and then he got deployed again for Afghanistan. And then, but it was after the situation or war, whatever it was. And basically he was there just to keep the peace within the politics while the new leaders kind of got along pretty well. So yeah, pretty cool information there. And he's like, I was like, hey, how is it? Is it good over there? And he's like, well, it's good and it's bad. I was like, well, do you think the government was better before or after? He's like, it's so hard to tell. It's just so hard to tell. He was like, I was just getting in there, doing my job, and trying to make the best out of it.
To Beijing, including executives from NVIDIA, Apple, and Boeing. Boeing CEO Kelly Ortberg said in April that any new agreement with China is, quote, 100% dependent on the state of U.S.-China relations. Artificial intelligence is becoming one of the sharpest edges of this rivalry. White House Science and Technology Chief Michael Kratsios warned in April that China is stealing American AI technology at what he called industrial scale. President Trump said this week that America is leading the AI race.
And we're leading China in AI. And I'm going to go see President Xi in 2 weeks. I look forward to that, but I'll say I'm leading.
China, for its part, has already formally blocked Meta's acquisition of AI startup Manus, a China-founded company now based in Singapore. Rare earths remain China's sharpest economic leverage point, affecting U.S. defense.
All right, so in the horizontal chat, we asked, will California be better with a Republican governor? And we got 50-50. And in the vertical chat, we asked, will California be better with a Republican governor? And yes said 65%, and no said 35% out of 62 votes.
Manufacturing and automotive production. Beijing has eased some of export licensing procedures, but has kept the ability to tighten controls at any time. And on a separate front, more than 100 U.S. House members signed a letter to President Trump this week. They are calling on him to demand the unconditional release of Hong Kong media mogul and pro-democracy activist Jimmy Lai.
Analysts at the Center for Strategic and International Studies have framed the divide with a simple shorthand, 5 Bs versus 3 Ts. On Washington's side, the focus is on Boeing, beef, soybeans, a board of trade, and a board of investment. And on the Chinese side, the priorities are Taiwan, tariffs, and technology, with AI risk management now emerging as a fourth major priority for Beijing. Foreign policies analysts find that on the most sensitive strategic points, Taiwan, the Middle East, and export controls, the chances of any substantive agreement are slim. What the summit may be able to deliver is something more modest, clearer red lines between the two sides and more reliable channels for communication when things go wrong. The consensus among experts is that the measure of success for this summit is less about achieving a landmark deal and more about keeping the relationship from coming apart.
That's smart.
Anger and frustration are mounting in Taiwan after its parliament passed a $25 billion special defense budget on Friday. The $25 billion is a compromise between the ruling party, which proposed a much larger package, and the opposition, which controls the parliament.
There we go. You know, sometimes I wonder, is this kind of what we're doing? Because I hope not. Oh man, I gotta make a new frame. Filters. Sorry, I don't have like complete access of navigation here, so I'm doing as good as I can. What's going on over here, man? This guy's run towards a bull. Okay. Backflip. Oh, back to back. Add a little jump. That's so wild. You know what they say? Mess with the bulls, get the horns. Not all the times, but it could happen. Oh man, just barely avoided his left leg there. What some people do for attention, right? Come on, y'all. But that's probably just a rush, man. That animal can extinguish someone so fast. That was wild, dude. Oh my gosh. Not the first time they've done this, right? Oh man, that guy's in danger. Oh, he got away. Oh my god, dude. This guy's not fast enough, dude. Yeah, don't be this guy. This guy, don't be this guy, man. Just don't be this guy. I hope we're not that guy.
The opposition succeeded in cutting nearly 40% of the original proposal.
The special act for the procurement of defense.
The bull is providing physical therapy. Yeah, for sure.
Resilience and asymmetric combat capability programs is hereby adopted.
Lawmakers from the ruling party slammed the decision, saying it weakens Taiwan's defense.
The opposition party trimmed isn't just the number, but the number of our interceptor missiles and the scale of.
Jason Martin says Julian Assange said he did not release any dirt on President Trump because he didn't have any. There you go, buddy. There you go. That's incredible.
Drone fighting.
The final budget only covers funding for arms purchases from the U.S. while cutting support for developing weapons domestically.
And Jason Martin says bigger news is Trump is considering a presidential pardon for Julian Assange. He could potentially have Julian Assange and Edward Snowden head up a task force that uncovers the deep state. What a dream, bro. Trump always makes the dream team. Like, he made Doge. He made so many incredible things, man. He's just such an inspiration.
One lawmaker from Taiwan's ruling party criticized the decision. He said that if Beijing were to block U.S. weapons deliveries during a conflict, Taiwan could struggle to maintain its munition supply and warfighting capability. Inside Taiwan's parliament, lawmakers from both parties fired sharp criticism and anger over the vote.
The special defense budget wasn't really proposed to build our military. It's just using national security as an excuse to breach the limit.
In an April 2017 interview with Intercepted, Julian Assange stated that WikiLeaks did not publish information regarding then President-elect Donald Trump during the 2016 election because they didn't have any. Assange stated in December 2016 that the organization only received 3 pages of information on Trump, which was already in the public domain.
Limit of our debt. Lawmakers from the Kuomintang party said that the defense budget is a waste of money. Keeping you guys at your job is a real waste of money.
Washington has been watching Taiwan's situation closely. Last month, the head of U.S. Indo-Pacific Command said Washington can't want Taiwan's defense more than Taiwan does. The budget passed just days before President Trump's visit to China. Taiwan is expected to be one of the top issues on the agenda. In another case of transnational repression at the hands of the Chinese Communist Party, Britain says it will summon China's ambassador after 2 men were convicted in London. They were convicted of spying on Hong Kong dissidents in the UK on behalf of China. Targets include Nathan Law, a pro-democracy Hong Kong activist. One of the convicted men, Peter Y., worked as a British immigration officer. Y. used police computer systems while off-duty to gather information on dissidents. The other man worked in the office of Hong Kong's Economic and Trade Office in the UK. He also gathered intelligence on Hong Kong activists and politicians. Security Minister Dan Jarvis called the operation an infringement on British sovereignty. He added that activity like this would never be tolerated on UK soil. A flag-raising ceremony in Canada draws attention
James Moore has joined in on the chat. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
From an unusual source. Turning now to Amherstburg, just across the river from Detroit, where the mayor says he received a warning from China's consulate. The mayor says the message warned him to stop supporting the spiritual practice of Falun Dafa. He turned it over to the police and says it's the first time a foreign power tried to...
Yeah, I think we would definitely know by now, especially with how many magnifying glasses are all around Trump.
Stop him from saying what he believes is true. Here's more on that story.
I, Michael Prue, Mayor, on behalf of the town of Amherstburg, do hereby proclaim May 13th, 2026, Falun Dafa Day in the town of Amherstburg.
Falun Dafa, also known as Falun Gong, is a spiritual discipline based on the principles of truthfulness, compassion, and forbearance. May 13 marks the day the practice was first introduced to the public in China in 1992. And it was Amherstburg's 5th flag raising in 5 years.
We wish you a very solid month. I hope you can take your message across this beautiful country and make sure that people understand that your cause is just, your organization is wonderful, and you are helping and serving so many people. Congratulations.
Prue then shared something more. He said a letter arrived after last year's flag-raising ceremony, claiming to be from the Chinese consulate in Toronto. The Chinese Communist Party has persecuted Falun Dafa since 1999.
Oh my goodness. They're acting like those birds that threw out the eggs. Have you guys seen those birds? Oh my gosh, dude.
Returns to
So here's a bird that builds the nest. This is very fascinating.
its nest and begins hurling eggs into the open air.
Like, what type of mother bird would do that, right? Have you seen this?
It's actually executing a brilliant survival strategy, because years ago, the Rufus hernero evolved a fascinating way to protect its home from unwanted guests. Since most birds would simply be tricked into raising a stranger's chick, these
cheeky birds. Cheeky birds. So, yeah. A bird would just leave their egg in some other bird's nest, and the bird doesn't know. They're like, "Oh, this is a big bird. It's gonna be a big, strong one. Oh, it's actually an eagle. It's not a crow."
Birds build a natural fortress with 2 distinct internal chambers, because while these thick mud walls are designed to keep the real family safe, sneaky intruders like the cowbird will often break in to leave their own eggs behind. And since the hernero can instantly spot an egg in the wrong room, it can evict the intruder immediately, ensuring its own children are the only ones getting fed.
Wild, right? Liberal bird. Yeah. That's what you think first until you see the whole story. There's 2 rooms. Liberal bird.
And Beijing has been documented pressuring foreign officials who speak out in support of the practice.
I got a letter purportedly from the embassy in Toronto of the Chinese government warning me to stop supporting Falun Dafa. I have never been told by a foreign authority or anyone in Canada to stop saying what I believe is true. This was the first time. I was taken aback and I was a little angry. We phoned the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and they came and they took the letter.
But Prue didn't back down. He said the entire town council stood behind the proclamation.
Maybe I'll get another letter, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that you are here. What matters is that you are listened to.
Canadians, Ontario.
What matters is that your cause is just, and we will continue to support you going forward. I am proud to say that our council unanimously supported reading the proclamation, raising the flag.
Prue has spoken out against the persecution for nearly...
Never a dull moment with Lone Wolf and Cub in the chat. Can I read that? Yeah, I can read that. Birds are single female bosses, EBT queens, and don't want to leave the club scene, so they try to have other birds take care of them unwanted babies. I'm not gonna say who it is or what they do or what they are. You see this key? You got a bunch of muddy water over here. Sometimes I feel like this is what we need to do with our voting techniques over here. How? Well, I'll show you. I'll show you exactly how. So he has water in there. And with that clean water, he can see through the dirty water. So sometimes in life, you need just a bag of clean water. Is that a metaphor? It could be. But sometimes you need that clean water just to see through that dirty water. And you can't mix with that dirty water. A very, very philosophical situation happening right there.
Nearly 3 decades.
For 27 years, I have stated my hope that one day the Chinese government will come to its senses and recognize what a wonderful organization Falun Dafa is and will stop the persecution. For 27 years, I guess they haven't heard me. I would continue to support your organization and the freedom that Falun Dafa brings to many people around the world.
NTD News.
Is that dude a red hat or is he a septum? A septum guy.
News, Toronto, Canada.
And World Falun Dafa Day is almost here, with the annual grand parade bringing lots of color, lion dancers, dragons, and a message of hope and celebration in New York City. Don't miss NTD's special coverage of World Falun Dafa Day Parade next Wednesday, May 13th, starting at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, hosted by our very own Stephania Cox and Carrie Dunst, only on NTD. Be sure to tune in. Coming up, with China's influence operations dominating headlines, some states are pushing back. Founder and CEO of State Shield joins us to unpack some of the big policy moves his organization has passed.
Nice. And that's actually what's most important. And it would be great if he follows through with those good intentions.
To protect our rights.
I mean, these legislators at the state level are amazing. They're so patriotic.
And he didn't bow to China telling him what to do from across the water. Absolutely. We got James Moore jumping in on the chat saying they are basically persecuting their people for spreading love, hope, and peace. Diabolical. Hate for dumb people. Canada cares about everyone but their own citizens. Trucking clowns. There you go. People don't know what's going under the sheets, and if they knew, they would throw up. It comes to who rules the planet. There you go.
They really want to do their job. And it's such a pleasure to work with them.
More on that after the break here on China in Focus. Welcome back to China in Focus. I'm Tiffany Meyer. Beijing's shadow has been reaching across its borders and into the U.S., from buying up farmland next to strategic military sites to sending in agents to spy and steal, and even opening Chinese police stations on U.S. soil. But states are pushing back, passing legislation to combat the CCP. Joining us now is Joe Gebbia Sr., founder and CEO of State Shield, to unpack some of the big policy moves his organization has passed to protect our rights. Joe Gebbia.
Did you guys see that video of Dan Pena just like demolishing Bitcoin? Pretty wild. Or actually, was it Bitcoin? Yeah, it was Bitcoin. He was saying, like, if you even know who created Bitcoin, you would just be disgusted. It's going to go to zero immediately. I don't know. Do you guys have any intel on that? And by the way, we're going live every day of 2026. So make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications, become a member, throw in a super chat if you want. I got to show you this cute one right here. This one's so cute. Yeah, so let's see. Do we see that? We see it, but we can see it better. All right, so up here in this region, this is a cute little shepherd dog. Let's see what that shepherd dog does. Visits the baby goats for a late night checkup. That goat's like ready to hit it with its horns. Oh man, that goat's fast. Just having fun with it. There's something so refreshing about nature. So refreshing. They don't even speak the same language. One's a dog, one's a goat. Yeah, dogs are the best. I love dogs. If you don't like dogs, you gotta... You're either allergic or you got something happening. So awesome, man. Dogs, goats, animals. I love all animals. I love people. I love everybody. All religions, all races. I just love everything. What about you? Do you like goats? Do you like dogs? Nephilium. Oh, is that what you're talking about? Those are the ones building the data centers. Giants. All right. Giants. Nephilium is giants. I did all that just to read one word. No more gerrymandering by Democrats. I think I might have scared the Democrats away when I talked about that that lady on the street who said she wants everyone to be GHEY and commit crime. It's like, come on, man. I don't know. I'm happy with everybody. If you're kind of like, if you're a liberal and you're kind of well-minded, like I actually have some friends who are liberals who are really smart, you know, and yeah, sure, maybe, you know, we disagree on a few things, but we don't really like wish ill will or do any of those types of things. Like, just kind of be a moderate. human being. Be a nice human being, right? A neutered definition. Giants originated from Hebrews' contemplation of Transjordan methyl. Is this one better? A biblical race of giants or demigods. All right, there you go. Nephilim were the earth in those days. Maybe that's how they built the pyramids in Egypt, right? Nephilim. There we go. Lone Wolf saying the best thing is no race-based districts. And that is racist. There you go. So the Nephilim are here, huh? Nephilim. That's wild. Yeah. Oh, honestly, they poured all those bastards. I thought they poured them with the Sphinx, because when you saw the Sphinx, I think it's that animal. You see the nose. Let's see where my nose is. Like the nose is like this, and then it was like cut off from here to here. And when you open it up, it looks like when you break concrete, it's like little small rocks like tied together. So it seems like they had the concrete and then they had like a smooth layer over it. Pyramids were built of concrete. What about the Sphinx? Was the Sphinx that as well? Yeah, I'm on X, bro. I get some data off X, but I'm not streaming on X. The Sphinx was there way before Egyptians. Oh my gosh. If you got any cool videos, you guys should join my Discord and just drop them in like the chat, and then we can review them. Go look at Egypt today. It's a dump. Yeah. The only reason Egypt is surviving is because of that little canal they have. Like, they built that amazing, incredible pyramid situation, and their whole government and transportation and everything is just like fourth world almost, you know. All right, I'll send you the Discord link. It's on my YouTube page, my homepage, but I'm right here. I'll send it to you. Too long. There we go. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Let me see if that's it. Oh, it won't let me log in, but that's probably it. If it has a picture of me, similar dude as my YouTube, with like a black and white shirt, I think that's me. That's my Discord, and then I'll add it to the comment underneath this video somehow as well. Egypt needs the Trump touch for sure, man. That's true. Oh, I guess I can't comment while the chat's live. I gotta wait until after. Okay, after I end it, I'll put the Discord in there. Oh, it says the link is expired. It does that all the time. I have to like constantly redo that thing. So wild. I think it's like every 30 days. I got to figure out how to fix that. Here, let me change this so there's at least some type of visual movement up here.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Great to have you on the show.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Now, there's more and more headlines, cases lately of Chinese spies in the States being caught. There's just actually a current trial here in New York of a man who's accused of operating a Chinese police station in the heart of Manhattan. That trial is currently ongoing. And you at State Shield actually tackle a lot of these issues head on at the state level. Talk to us a bit about that. What are some of the major policy work that's been passed or is currently running in the states?
Yeah, it's interesting. Some of those that you've stated have been, those cases you just presented, have been around for a number of years. And it was early issues that we tackled. I run State Shield as a CEO and founder. Started the company about in 2020 mentally when I saw all of the rights that we commonly took for granted being eroded. And I had a very, very, very significant concern that my grandchildren would never be able to know the America that I knew. So I began researching this. And it started with, was the Wuhan lab leak or was it a bat? And as I researched...
All right, so maybe that one will work, Jason Martin. Hopefully it does.
There's more and more and more. China,
and everybody is welcome to join, by the way.
China ended up being the culprit behind a good deal of what was going on, not only when it came to COVID-19 and what was going on in that region, but around the world and how they were using proxies. So by the time 2022 came around, I began to really formalize the thought process of creating something to challenge. And I saw that the states were very, very limited in their knowledge of what was going on. I had previously been on the RGA committee and on a national senatorial committee and also on a national attorneys general's organization. So I had gotten it from 3 different ends before actually having to break down during COVID. And when we resumed meetings in 2023, I'll never forget, some of the governors still had opened offices in Beijing seeking to do more business. It was alarming that they were not aware of the degree to which China was sincerely a threat with a committed purpose of destroying us. And they state that.
Cool, Pyramid. Happy to have you there, buddy.
Openly. So we tackled some of the issues that you just mentioned, in particular police stations. We went after educating legislators, governors, attorney generals, state auditors. We did all of the constitutionally elected offices in the...
The beast system? What is the beast system? Lightning Fox?
And the state government. And we found that their need to fill the void of what the federal government wasn't doing was immense. And they took it to heart. So we did a lot of educational seminars with a lot of the leaders of the legislature. And ironically, it's a nonpartisan issue. And it should be a nonpartisan issue. This is about the security and safety and sovereignty of the United States. But we weren't really able to reach a lot of the folks on the Democratic side. They didn't seem to have a want to hear what we had to say. And
thank you, Jason Martin. Happy to have you there, buddy.
And I did get one of my friends who was a Democrat in Atlanta, Georgia. I had invited several of them that I know well. And he told me, well, at the time, this was underneath the previous administration, that they didn't want to have to defend the president's position and they found it more comfortable not to attend or have to confront it, which I thought was eye-opening. So what we ended up doing because of that, we specialize in just focusing on red states. And that's what we've got. So we're in 17 states now. When I say in the state, that means we have a lobbyist, which is so important. Because if you're going to pass legislation, you have to have an organization that understands the nuances of that particular state legislature. No two are alike. We're in 17 states, and the numbers look like they want to come in around somewhere to 32 to 34 pieces of legislation.
That's very impressive and quite fast growth there that you just laid out, and very important work too. I know John Molinar, chairman of the House Select Committee on the CCP, has been talking about farmland, for example. That's a big issue right now, and I think some of your bills actually target that issue specifically. I want to dig into some of the states here. Another big one is FARA, or Foreign Agents Registration.
Regina. I heard about that, but I didn't know if you don't have it, you can't buy or sell. And a lot of people are saying that that is like the chip, you know, like where, you know, you put a chip in your hand to buy and sell things. That's wild. I hope not, bro. I hope not. Revelation, yeah.
Act, and I know you've been doing work on that as well. Talk to us about maybe some of the states. I know South Dakota has a lot happening, so what do you have in South Dakota?
Oh, here's the UFO thing.
Tonight, the truth is online. The Pentagon has unveiled a brand new website designed to be a one-stop shop for declassified data on UAPs, formerly known as UFOs.
The move comes after mounting pressure from Congress for more transparency. Fox 11's Nick Garcia is live in Hollywood with more on what we're seeing. Nick?
Right. Hey, Christine, Marla. It's actually just a coincidence. I'm standing right by Steven Spielberg's star here on the Walk of Fame.
Come on, dude. Who hired this guy? Who hired... Is this... I shouldn't say anything, right? Shouldn't say anything.
We're not talking about E.T. from the movie, though. We should note that the government did not actually verify or confirm that extraterrestrial life actually does exist. Instead, saying, take a look for yourself and you decide. We'll take you to some of those
protect your rear ends. You can't
images now. The Pentagon dropping these documents. As some of the images released, as you see.
Don't drop anything next to that, dude. Come on.
Here, the Pentagon says it is in lockstep with President Trump, who ordered the documents.
Yeah, I'm not going to take that mark, man. No way.
Be unsealed. Now, these are files that have been classified for decades. Some of the sightings described.
I don't know about these things, man. That's just not enough data for me. Could be a bird, could be a drone.
Some of the sightings described date back to the 1940s. There's also an account from Buzz Aldrin, who said he saw a bright light source while aboard Apollo 11. Now, there's long been fascination and interest, of course, in what the government might be hiding about aliens and UFOs.
And you know, fear is a tactic. Whenever you watch propaganda or news or whatever, it's always just fear, a tactic to... A lot of people say it's only there to sell advertisement. And I don't know. A friend of mine said, for those people, this one might help you guys, like in any situation you might be in life. For those people who like prey on making you afraid, there's a special place in hell for those types of people. It's not nice, but it's just like, you don't need to be afraid, man. The Lord is in control. And don't let these people try to get you afraid with aliens and this and that. And come on.
UFOs. We talked to some folks here in Hollywood today who were happy to get their eyes on those files. One who even said he thinks he's had an encounter with aliens.
I had weird dreams when I was a kid about like long hallways, I guess.
Yeah, I don't doubt it, James. I don't doubt it. And this guy's paid. He's an actor. You can tell this guy's an actor. 100%. Paid. Zach Messna claims encounter with aliens.
I know this is kind of out there, but I always kind of thought maybe it was possible. Because I think aliens have been living among us for a long time, I believe. You know, they kind of, they walk among us kind of thing. I think we really got to look out for it.
And the Pentagon promising that it...
I'm not listening to this dude, man. I'm sorry, y'all, but no thank you. I ain't got time for that. Zero time for that. You should be more patient. Nope. Got zero time for that. All paid actors. Absolutely, absolutely. All right, y'all. So make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. We're going live every day of 2026. Become a member. Throw in a super chat if you're watching this as a replay. I love you. We love you. We have the best community online, and make sure you join us for the next live. And if people are drinking all of that haterade and just spewing hate on you, you know what you can do? You can just let that just roll off of your back like water rolls off of a duck's back. I love you. The Lord loves you. Your family loves you. Go hug your mama. Go hug a woman. It's Mother's Day. Steve Williams. Awesome, bro. Awesome. The Lord loves you. You caught that, Tux? Yeah, dude. Oh, man. James Moore. What's going on, man? What's going on? Rain's hurting your business? You could always find a woman that has motherly characteristics, and then you can always you only have one family, so try to make the best with your mama if you can. Sometimes that doesn't work, unfortunately, and people are like, oh, you're gonna be weak because you don't have a mama. But you don't need to listen to that. You can always be stronger. Yeah, if you're a handyman, paint takes a long time to dry with moisture in the air from water. It's kind of hard to do a roof when it's raining, unless you got that Black Henry's. There's always indoor stuff, bro. You can do some indoor stuff. Yeah, maybe a cross will help, bro. Plumbing. That's a good one. Yeah, it might help. And prayer helps, man. Prayer definitely helps. Shri Fender? I don't know if this is a joke or not. That's cool, man. Your mama loves you too, man. Oh, he's laughing. It's a joke. I was about to look it up. There you go. There you go. They're alive. They're walking among us. Oh, bro, dude. Dude, get off. You're messing up my algorithm, bro. That's okay, Steve. You're loved, man. You're still loved. The Lord loves you. That's right. Brad, I hope we are, bro, right? Weren't they trying to pass a bill where you could only purchase in the United States if you're an American citizen for like 5 years or more or something like that? I don't know for sure. I think that was just hearsay, but that would be great if they could, you know, just... And one thing that worries me is that they're allowing them to like purchase land so close to military bases and all those types of things. A lot of weird things going on. There you go, Wild Drewski jumping in on the chat. Happy aliens, bro. There you go. All right, y'all. If you guys want to continue this conversation, you can do so on the Discord. But I love you. The Lord loves you. And we will see you next time.